Fam. It's been a while, huh? Yeah, it's been one thing after another. I'm ironing it all out, though. See, fam, these things have got to be taken care of before the season starts. I made promises for the last 2 or 3 years that I didn't keep. Went right into the season, says, the season started, I can't get to it. So, I'm being held to the fire. Okay, anyway. Hey, by the way, Brock Purdy is getting married. Mrs. Purdy's baby boy. He announced his engagement to Jenna Brand today. BP posted a photo of the proposal by the seaside, I'm going to say, in St. Cloud, Florida, on his Instagram page. And how adorable. Hey, fam, you know what? You can appreciate this because it's better to have a quarterback that's in a stable relationship and not out hanging out and getting himself into all kind of things. They're going to take away from his focus as a football player. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing. It's really good. Congratulations, BP. You go, boy. I like it. And happy 4th of July weekend, barbecue time. Get that sauce out there. Start lying about how you made the sauce homemade and just spread it on. And people say, ooh, this is really good. You know, I've tasted this before. That's because it came out of a craft bottle. Let's get into this. Hey, fam, Shanahan still being called the best play caller in the game. Coach Shanahan isn't getting a lot of positive reviews from the United Faithful about that subject these days and a lot of things, right? That may be due to our talented coach, receiving huge praise annually for being the king of X's and O's. Meanwhile, there are a number of coaches winning the ring at season's end who aren't really lauded with them same claims that are made by Kyle Shanahan, are made toward Kyle Shanahan. So we get mad. We need to get mad, though, because you can't keep going up there all them times and not come away with one. It really is, it's heartbreaking. So tonight, going to the phones, discuss whether fairness is being applied regarding judgments on Coach Shanahan's efforts and if it's accurate to actually slam him. Also, more than the final week of June, 49ers tidbits, there are many. And I'm talking to many. But fam, hey, nobody should really be surprised to see Niners leading receiver has already been a standout in the offseason programs. I'm talking about Brandon Aiyuk. But it's the degree of passion by BA this year. Aiyuk seems to have added some enthusiasm, a little more than usual, because every year everybody comes in the can full of piss and vinegar. They're ready to roll. The weather's fine. You're fresh, you're feeling good because you've been working out, you've been resting, you've been eating right, you're doing everything you've been doing. You're coming in and feeling like a firecracker. Of course, but the enthusiasm BA is applying, elevating his game, catching some people off guard. You know how we all were talking about CMC coming in, setting the tone from day one, busting ass, doing drills like nobody's ever seen before. But what the hell, man? This is OTAs. Chill, baby. So, an argument could be made that BA was keeping pace with Mrs. McCaffrey's baby boy at both OTAs and minicamp. Now, not a lot's been saying about that because, we Christian McCaffrey's the first camp we had with him. There were testimonies from witnesses at camp, including Debo, who was paying very close attention, saying, quote, I love this too. I had to post this up myself. You can't cover that boy in a phone booth. Quote. I just wanted, did Debo come up with that on his own? I like that. They need to have a T-shirt made by that. Brandon Aiyuk, you can't cover that boy in a phone booth. And Demo backed that sentiment up, declaring that Aiyuk will be a top 5 receiver in the NFL in 2023, according to ESPN and Niners beat writer Nick Wagoner. And normally I don't bother you with Mike Florio's foolishness because Mike Florio's out of his friggin' mind. But you know what? He's taken his madness to a new level. But Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, he spends a large percentage of his time creating ways to antagonize and inflame the Niners empire on social media. You and I both know that, right? So we try to pay attention to him. Um, but he continues to link the Niners to Kirk Cousins. Now, that's not nothing new. He's been doing that for 3 years. But there's some new wrinkle to his unbelievable, bizarre behavior. Florio said he foresees the Niners getting involved in a battle for Cousins' services as early as next year. And he's going down that, he's been dragging us down that rabbit hole for how many. Here's the thing, he's taking that dribble to another length. Florio said during a recent interview, quote, "I think you're going to see, unless the Vikings re-sign him by then, and they can't use a franchise tag on him the way his contract is structured, you're going to see a potential tug." Wait for it. And you haven't ran across this already and said to yourself, what? You're going to see a potential tug of war between Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay for Kirk Cousins next March. Mark that down. Mike, I'm not marking nothing down. The hell is wrong with you? Cousins set to become an unrestricted free agent next year. He'll be 36 years old. Why in hell is anybody going to be tugging a war over him? Florio's looking for a struggle between Shanahan and McVay to bring him over to their house? For what? Big dude, Big Show said, I don't see anything unreasonable about that. If we're still pretending that we're going to win the Super Bowl next year, I don't know what would be the risk in getting Kirk Cousins. I already got you. I already got you. I know you, Show. I know it. Show. No, it's not. It makes no sense. It's time for Floyd to go in for a psychological examination. It really is. If I were an NBC exec, I would actually call for that. I say, guys, I appreciate Mike Florio as much as the next guy. He does get things going. He stirs the pot. He's a lightning rod for both hatred and maybe there's some percentage of love out there. I don't know what it is. But listen, that has gone way over the edge. That's just really that's just ridiculous. So, wait. How about this conversation heating up? I think they know we're an emotional group, the Niner Empire. We do react to things. We're not, the skin is not that thick. We have been through a lot through the last few years. We've been denied. This goes all the way back to Harbaugh's period in the time when we were right there at the door and still found a way to get knocked out. It makes no sense. So that's why we're a little sensitive nowadays as compared to a lot of fan bases. Here's the thing. Niners and Hawks have endured a pretty tough rivalry. We can all agree on that at the top of the NFC West for the past decade. A couple of interruptions from the Rams getting in the way, but, nothing serious from them. This dates back to the Legion of Boom days and surprisingly last season when the two teams were the best in the division, leading to a playoff game in the NFC wildcard round. I never seen that coming. If anybody would have told me, bet your home, everything you own on it, man, take all this, man. Ain't nobody going to be getting in no war with no Hawks. Man, that team is still in the rebuild, and they will be in the rebuild. Would have lost everything. I'm serious. I didn't see that coming. Although, you remember Brian and I, when everybody else has said, man, please chill, the Hawks ain't about nothing, Brian Culp and I kept saying, I'm telling y'all, man, it's this phobia that I've developed down through the years. I know Russell Wilson is gone, but here's the thing. Russell Wilson is still helping the Hawks out. That outrageous trade is feeding and nourishing that Hawks lineup. They wouldn't be having all them picks. And they're like the Rams. Yeah, damn them picks. We're going to get us some people in here that's going to help us win it now. Okay, see, now Russell leaves, and all of a sudden they got picks. Good picks. I can't lie. I'm impressed. Now, as much as most of us would hate to admit it, the rivalry may have been rekindled. The Niners returned much of their elite talent from a season ago. The Hawks look to improve by adding defensive end Draymond Jones from free agency and drafting 2 first-rounders and Devon Witherspoon and Jackson Smith and the Jigba. Fam, right before our very, very eyes, they are assembling. They are. Question is, will the NFC West run the same course as a season ago, or are the Hawks poised to win the NFC West? I ain't going that far. I'm not going that far. Fam, it depends on who you ask, though, right? Here we go. Speaking on the Rich Eisen show, ESPN analyst Louis Riddick. You remember Louis? Lewis is still pissed off about the fact that John Lynch got the job he felt he should have gotten as a GM. Lewis, you know, you need to check yourself. Rick shared in his opinion, the Seattle Seahawks are going to win the division in 2023. He said it. And despite the Niners looking like a special forces unit as well as Coach Kyle Shanahan running the unit, Riddick has his reservations about the quarterback position, while the Hawks have a stable option. The Hawks have a stable option in Geno Smith. Who they extended on a 3-year, $105 million deal this offseason. Remember, we were laughing about that midway through the last season, 49. We said, Hawks are thinking about extending Geno. Yeah, give him a big-time contract. Treat him with some respect. Rick went on to say, quote, I love Kyle Shanahan as much as anybody, but we don't know who the quarterback's going to be for them. And we don't know how it's going to work out. People still believe no matter what Geno Smith did last year, it's like, well, it's Geno Smith. And I must say, I've been guilty of saying that myself on a couple of kids. Come on, man. You know, Geno got away. I mean, come on, man. He had a couple of the best receivers in the game, man. You know, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. Come on, man. I could go out there and quarterback that team, and I never even played quarterback. He goes on to say they don't believe it. Well, he said a broken clock can be right twice a day. He just got lucky last year. It just worked out for him. They don't believe. Unquote. You see, with the quarterback issue that the Niners face, Riddick believes the NFC West is open for the taking, projecting the Hawks higher than other analysts, as he did last season. Lewis didn't pick us last year. In fact, fam, you can go back. Louis Riddick ain't said nothing good about the 49ers since Hector was a pup. You know, even before he was in position. Louis Riddick, him and Shady McCoy, man, you know, they can be looking at the sign that clearly says blank, 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 and they still argue with it as long as the 49ers red and gold is anywhere on the sign. They just say, oh, hell no, man. The 49ers, no, man. Okay, Louis. You know what? He goes on to say this division, quote, is wide open. It's right there for them to take this year and then go on and really get on and run. Run where, Louis? The team was a year ahead last year, and I thought last year they were a playoff caliber wild card type of team when I saw them in preseason and went out there for training camp, and people said you need to find a new job because analyzing football isn't the job for you. Louis, you should have listened. He goes on to say there's no way Seattle's going to be that good. They'll be a top 5 drafting team. Seattle is for real. I'm going to jump right back on. I never got off the train. I'm still on that train, and I think they win the West. I think they take it from San Francisco. Louis, you know, I've already bookmarked you. I mean, you know, your pages, all of them. I'm like, you know, every year I get to go after somebody, even if you know, Louis, boy, you're setting yourself up. No going to no block parties either because you asked for it. Moving on. Coach Kyle Shanahan has earned significant praise during his 6-year tenure with the Niners, despite failing to win a Super Bowl, and now has climbed to a 52-46 record during his career. But why all the love? Well, he's seen as one of, if not the best play callers in the game, allowing his offense to flourish despite feeling average quarterback play through his tenure. Many have tried to take away from Shanahan as a head coach, but the analytics support him and his play calling efforts. That's the bottom line, fam. We can get mad all we want to, but there's coaches out there that are getting it done, but not for the same reasons. Shanahan is still handing them their ass when it comes to genius on the field. I'm just saying that all the evidence points toward he knows what he's doing. There are times we question it. No, there's a lot of times we question it. But the numbers people tell, a recent study named him as the number 1 play call in the NFL in regards to formation efficiency, market expectations over the last 6 years. Here's why people keep saying, man, if Tyler don't get it done this year, Jed's going to say enough. And no, he's not, fam. I can assure you, if Shanahan has another winning season, you can forget about somebody coming in and taking his job. It's not going to happen. It's just not. Uh, Earlier this month, George Kittle gave some insight into how Shanahan schemes certain play action passes, electing to deliberately call a play that won't work in order to set up the explosive opportunity. I already knew about this about Kyle Shanahan. I read up on him before he even came to the 49ers. I thought that was a little weird, but the more I've seen it and watched it in action, how it works out, okay, it works. It works. Even before he had the team he's got now, he was doing that, and it was effective. GK explained by saying, quote, "We played Seattle in the playoffs this year, and Kyle has this thing where if he wants to set up a play action or a bootleg type, we'll sometimes call a run play that he knows is not going to work. We're running a run play multiple times, and it's averaging like 2 yards a carry, 2 yards a carry, 2 yards a carry, and we threw a play action behind it, and Debo goes for like 75 yards in Seattle. The whole thing is set up because it's the exact same motion." I knew about that. Kyle Shanahan disguises what his next thought's going to be through running the same procedure, running the same motion over and over, even if it looks like absolute crap. But we're sitting going, "Kyle, WTF, bro, what was that?" There's a method behind his madness just about all the time. If it fails, it is probably maybe mostly his fault for trusting his players. But then again, you have to look at that sentence I just made and say, he trusted his players. He didn't execute. So that's what I'm saying. There are times. So, as I said, and all of a sudden, Debo's running a shallow. I'm faking. I'm the defensive end linebacker. Thinks it's power. It steps up 4 yards, and Debo's uncovered in the flat, running wild for a touchdown. GK, way too much information, though, man. I wonder if there's any DCs in the NFL that aren't aware of Kyle doing that. The element of surprise is always in that procedure if you're running it all the time, because I don't know when you're going to do what you're going to do. I can only play what I see. Run 2 yards, lost a yard. We're running it again. And that's when we usually blow up. "Kyle, what are you doing?" Next play, boom, as GK explained. Debo. As the linebacker finally commits, runs right past that hole, quarterback drops it off into that hole, Debo is out of here. And God bless anybody who thinks they're going to stop him after he picks up speed after 5 or 6 yards. Shanahan had built his offense around an abundance of talented, skilled position players that allow him to get the most out of his offensive schemes, actually, which in return has allowed him to be the most efficient play caller during his time in San Francisco. You look at the rankings, and most of us will argue because we have been getting behind. How long have we been talking about Andy Reid and how much we think he's just the absolute shiznit? You look at. I'm looking. Let me go through a few of these. Kyle Shanahan is number 1. Andy Reid is number 2. Josh McDaniels, and they're not talking about when he was with the Patriots. They're talking about when he was with the Raiders. Is number 3. Now I'm not sure about that and why. Sean Payton, no surprise there, number 4. He will be the Broncos, though. Mike McDaniel, no surprise there. Mike McDaniel is one of the reasons why I think Kyle Shanahan did as good as he did when he was there. And then you got Sean McVay coming in, dropping out of the top 5. So for all of Sean McVay's, this is going to, you know what's going to be funny about Sean McVay? This year he's going to be tested unlike he's been tested before. Now, Sean McVay has had a plethora of talent, right? Now, he's got a little less, and a lot of his restarters are coming back as far as offensively goes next year. But Cooper Kupp and Stafford, they're going to be able to carry that load because they don't have a lot of big-time playmakers on offense. They got some guys they got hope for, and they got some wide receivers they're all hot about in camp right now, but that's neither here nor there. He's got to come. Matt LaFleur comes in behind McVay at number 7 with the Packers, Ken Dorsey with the Bills at number 8. Number 9 is Mike McCarthy. It's probably not Mike McCarthy's fault. It's probably more Dak Prescott throwing clearly the wrong person. Ty Monken over with the with the crows. I shouldn't use that term. With the birds. Doug Peterson gets in there too. At number 12, Kevin Stefanski. Number 13, Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson with the Lions. Coming in number 14, Arthur Smith, Falcons, 15. Shane Waldron, there he is, with the Hawks at 15. 17 is Shane Steichen with the Colts. Frank Reich is now a Panther. He's going to be in there. And Frank gets into the top 20. Zach Taylor with the Bengals. Mike Captain. Now, see, all these players, or all these coaches, a lot of these coaches, there's a number of them that are they're actually, you look at Zach Taylor. He can't give him too much credit, though, because he hasn't been in the Super Bowl but one time as well. So, Doug Peterson coming over from the Eagles. So, fam, I don't know. You want to beat up on Shanahan. You may have to come up with prepare a new case against him because he's doing things as right as you're going to get them to be analytically. Now, you can question his judgment at particular times or something like that, but I don't know if we can I don't know if I can just slam what he's doing. I do blame execution sometimes. There are some boneheaded things that our guys do at times. But Kyle should know them by now to know. And you see Kyle losing his mind on the sideline. It is something to do with something he didn't tell him to do that they did on their own. I don't know. I'm still remaining kind of neutral on that, and I'm going to wait till after this season before I get into real things. Hey, Jack!
The road to success is always under construction, Ronbo.
Yeah.
So
bang,
don't
bang, Lions gang.
You know what I'm saying? So Trey Lance, you know what I'm saying? Get pissed off and show us what you got. That's all I'm going to say about that. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's really irritating. But, I'm a Brock Purdy guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a rookie, and what he did under Shanahan, who is universally recognized for his, schemes. And I second what you said, man. This guy deserves all the praise, I mean, we're lucky to have Shanahan, and, I'm really excited about this year, man. But PFF is saying that, their second-year breakout players with Purdy being number one. But they got all these dudes I was talking about, like, before. I told you guys about George Pickens. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, I know everything and blah, blah, blah. But, God damn it. You know what I'm saying? I did tell you, Ronbo, about George Pickens because this dude's a monster, and he has a rookie thrown to him. They got Chris Olave, Jameis Williamson from Detroit, and Chris Olave of the Saints, second-year breakout players. You know what I'm saying? These guys are going in the first round. But George Pickens, we had a chance to get that guy. And with a rookie quarterback like Pickett, who I don't think is that great, we'll see him in week one. But George Pickens is an absolute monster. We could have got him. And I told you about Aiyuk, and we got him, right? But I was the only guy also, and I ran the tape. I played the tape for you, Ronbo. I said, listen, check this out. This is what I said before Cool Whip said it. Let's get Aiyuk before anybody brought up Aiyuk. But last year also I said something. But before I say that, I did say let's not get Trey Lance because of his accuracy. I said if we were to go quarterback, let's get the dude from Chicago. That's what I said. Let's get the quarterback. Tell me his name, Ronbo, real quick, because
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. I said, let's get Justin Fields. I played you the tape. But before that, me and Ronbo were saying, let's get Pitts. But what I'm trying to get at is I'm the only guy that saw something. The fact that, I did say a couple weeks ago that I see Aiyuk being a top 5 wide receiver in this league this year because he needs a QB like Purdy to put it on the button, on the money, in stride. But I did say, Ronbo, that listen, you know what? Let's get rid of Debo and let's get that boy Garrett Wilson. And I'll find the tape for you. But I said, let's get that and the 69 pick because I saw something, man, in this dude Wilson that I said, okay, look, we could do something with this guy. And I believe so much in Aiyuk that's why I said, okay, Debo is going to keep getting hurt now because the way he plays, the physicality of everything. But these are the kind of triggers sometimes you got to take. You can't fall back because, okay, all of a sudden we lost Defoe and then we got a bust in what's a deep tackle?
Javon Kinlaw.
The one we got.
Kinlaw.
Javon Kinlaw. You know what I'm saying? just because that happened, you can't be, the next one ain't going to be the same. You got to still maintain and say, I have the balls to say, I'm going to pull the trigger again. And this time we're actually going to win. But they didn't do it at the time. And they had another chance to do this and that and that and this. But I'm just saying, man, I'm excited about this year because Purdy has an off season. He's not a rookie no more. He's going to come in like a grown man. And I'm even excited to see Trey Lance. But to see Purdy with Aiyuk in the off season, I'm really excited. And Shanahan deserves a lot of praise with the quarterback that he has had. So, we're lucky to have a guy of his caliber. Talk to me.
Mm-hmm. No, that's an excellent point because, as I say, he's had quarterbacks that may have been questionable to some degree, but everything fell into place. And this is what I've been saying down through the years. I say, we blame the quarterback for every mistake when really that quarterback is just following directions, and he knows damn well he'd better not do anything else but follow the directions, and that's what you're getting. And it works, though. We've gotten a far away with it. But Jack, there's times when you have to have a quarterback that can actually resort to his own devices to get things done in those certain moments. And sometimes those moments come in those big games. He's got to have the independent thinking to do that. Now, Kyle takes that away from a quarterback a little bit, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know what he tells his quarterbacks when he's working with them, but he does want him to follow his X's and O's to the letter. And that's what I'm saying, Kyle, there are times when you ought to still have a quarterback that can know how to think in certain situations. I did see that in Purdy, as if he had been told before he came with Shanahan, listen, there's going to be moments when you need to go on your own. Do it. And Brock did, to Kyle Shanahan mentioning something about that. So, yeah.
And that's another thing about Shanahan. He didn't shy away because, Shanahan, that was Shanahan's guy. John Lynch didn't pick Purdy up. Shanahan said, I want that guy. I want to make him Mr. Relevant. I see something in him. Just like he did with the third-round quarterback that he drafted.
C.J. Beathard?
The grandson of the – yeah.
Beathard.
But again, he pulled the trigger again and said, listen, I'm going to get me a quarterback, regardless of if I have a third overall pick, because maybe he didn't see something in Trey Lance. But, man, I'm just saying, man, you can't be scared to pull the trigger again. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I feel where Shanahan is more like on the button than John Lynch. John Lynch gets like ants in his pants this time, draft time and stuff. And, he got to quit with all these Eli Harold-looking defensive ends or DTs and stuff, man. So, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. What I wanted to say, man. And I'm telling you, man, George Pickens is my guy who you fell in love with too, because I saw Terrell Owens, with the agility and ability that Terrell Owens had.
Good comparison.
Just that monster, man. I'm looking for that monster, that Julio Jones that we're missing. That can just go up in the air, snatch it, and take it, juke you, throw you away, stiff arm you, on the run like a Marshawn Lynch, on the run like Terrell Owens used to. That's one of his favorite runs that he did that I really enjoyed was against the Raiders. That one, I don't know if you remember that one, but he just went by everybody, man, threw people around and just.
T.O.'s a terror.
Yeah. But before I go, man, don't get it twisted. I love me some Debo. I love what he could do for our offense as an offensive weapon, even as a running back. But, the league is starting to see, if Debo's in the backfield, 99% of the time he's going to run the ball. He's going to get it short. If he does, when he gets his slant like he did against the Rams, he could take it to the house. Yeah. I love me some Debo, but there's something about Aiyuk as a wide receiver that just really gets me excited with the quarterback we got.
And he should. He's no gimmick to Aiyuk. He is actually, for real, a legitimate receiver, whereas Debo's a number of things. Jack, good stuff. I'm going to go, and hopefully I can get back in here midweek. My God, it's been rough lately.
Shout out to Gabe Vincent, who was in the NBA Finals from Modesto, California. He's coming back to Cali, y'all. Even though I'm a Sacramento Kings fan, he's going to the LA Lakers. Gabe Vincent, shout out, Modesto, California, stand up 209. We're calling Kaepernick's from, and a whole lot more, including Brandon Cooks, who we're going to be seeing this year. All right, baby.
All right. Good day, Jack. I guess you're the early day for Jack. Yeah. All right, Jack. Appreciate you, fam.
Love y'all.
I gotcha. Is that the real Rudy? It must be. Kyle ahead of Super Bowl head coach Coaches Harbaugh, McVay, Carroll. See, Rudy, learn how to work analytics, and maybe you'll better understand. Uh, you know, how many times does Shanahan have to beat these people for you to understand it's not by an accident, it's not by chance. They may get the better breaks in certain games, but I'm sorry, Rudy. Getting beat by Shanahan on a daily basis does not warrant placing these people in front of him. But thanks for your contribution, Rudy. Keep reading. Keep reading. You'll do better. Stop posting. Keep reading. Hey, Phil, come on in, chill. Phil.
Hey, Ronbo. Really
Phil.
giving you a hassle again?
Oh, he never stops. The guy, they've got their one win in LA, and he talks as if they've been on a dynasty run of some kind. It's amazing. I've been talked out by a lot of folks to leave Rudy alone.
Their
He's
team
just
is
out of his
picked
mind.
to compete against Arizona for the worst team in football. So, geez.
Phil,
These guys never quit.
I know. And Phil, look what they got to look up to. They'll never catch up with it. None of our lifetimes will we see the Rams and the Hawks with as many titles as the 49ers. I feel a little sorry for them. They're grasping at straws, trying to get on your nerves.
I think in our lifetime we'll never see the Rams or the Hawks win a title.
And that could be, too, another. Because what Axe said last time.
All right?
Hey, we're threatening
let's just
Louis
be
Riddick.
honest here. And Arizona, too. Throw them in there.
Yeah, they really are. That's a bad news team. And they're going south even deeper this year. They got to rebuild again, and they didn't win anything? God, that's rough.
Yeah.
Be an Arizona fan. Could you imagine that, though, Phil? You're a Cardinals fan. Never had anything, and all of a sudden you can see you're never going to have anything.
A Detroit fan, Don Burr.
Donnie
He's
B.
been in the NFL for over 100 years. Never won nothing. Holy smokes! How'd you like to be that?
No, I don't know if I actually feel like I'm not sure if I'd be a football fan. If I were Detroit Cardinals, I might be basketball and baseball.
You'd be a
but
Tiger fan. Or,
there's no point in following the Lions. They're only going to hurt your feelings every year. Every year.
Or a Red Wings fan. You wouldn't be a Detroit Lions fan.
Yes, there's no way.
Well, anyway, Ronbo, first of all, I want to say congratulations to Brock.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she would not accept if his elbow was in question.
True.
There's no way she's not going to get chase the money.
I hadn't thought about that. Phil, we don't know how long they've been knowing each other, though.
No, Brock is
accusing
going to be our
Jenna of being a gold digger. Come on, Phil. That's a little rough.
Huh?
You just accused Jenna of being a gold digger. Phil, that's pretty harsh. Yeah, well, you never know. I think it's okay, though.
It's been my experience. Anyway, Ronbo. Brock is going to be our starting quarterback. You look at the numbers. If he improves at all, we're winning the Super Bowl. There's no doubt in my mind. With our roster,
too much.
And
too
then
much
Debo
talent.
saying he was trash last year and he's going to pick up the pace. Aiyuk. I mean,
Just
George.
too much. Oh.
Juice.
We have more
We're loaded.
playmakers.
McCaffrey for a whole season?
Oh,
Come on.
Phil, the 49ers got more playmakers than any team, offensively and defensively now.
And
We are in the top of every list. 49ers. I mean, that's too much.
Ronbo. We're there. If Brock plays like he did last year, look out. Look out.
Just got to keep him healthy. Got to keep
He
him
may
healthy.
run the table.
Can you imagine?
17-0.
The Miami Dolphins of the modern era. Can you imagine that?
And to say Kyle's not a great coach, look at his tree already.
Yeah, I get mad
You
with him,
need-
but I can't get that mad. He is what he is. Kyle
And
knows
look at
what he's doing.
John Lynch. Look at his tree. He's already got 4 GMs in the league. They're not hiring, all these other guys.
People can't wait till the season ends, Phil, to see if they can pick up one of them quarterback people, or one of those 49er people. Seriously. Who gets more people out there employed after the season over from the managing ranks?
Positional coaches are considered the best in the league. When you go from Chris Kasarik and even Greasy, and you look at all these guys,
Kasarik could get a job.
they're all considered the best in the league.
Kasarik
They
could get a
want to
job
play
overnight.
They want to coach for Kyle. So if Kyle was such an asshole, why would these guys want to coach for him so bad and stay with him? I mean, Kasarik turned down money from other teams.
He doesn't want the DC job. He turned down money. Well, maybe they probably still paid him, but still, Chris doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want the DC job. He wants to do what he loves doing, and Kyle loves that. And my God, we do.
So Ronbo, I mean, I don't think there's any question who's the best coach in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Yeah, just a couple of bad breaks.
So,
And we get past that hump. Madden went through the same thing.
we've got the best coaching staff, and we've got the best roster.
I really do, Phil.
And if it all comes together and everybody stays healthy,
brutal.
we're good to go.
Brutal. I mean, look at all those playmakers on offense that we used to not have. And now they're mature and know exactly what they're doing. The defense, you can talk about the defense all day, Phil.
Well, our starting D is as good. Well, it's number one, and then you added Hargrave. Come on.
It's just unfair.
The only thing, like I said, I'm concerned about is depth at edge and depth at offensive tackle. And other than that,
that could be the Achilles.
Other than that, that's the only weakness we have. Yeah. And I know Big Show said he would have a hole in his head if he got another edge rusher, but I got a drill bit and drills, and any size he wants, I could help him out with that.
So the kids don't believe in defense, Phil. They think a lot of them think it's all about the offense. They don't understand a shutdown defense will lead you to glory more often than not.
As Bill Walsh said, you've got to rush the passer when you're ahead. You've got to stop the run when you're behind. You've got to throw the ball when you're behind, and you got to run the ball when you're ahead.
Dak Prescott.
And those things are still true.
Uh-huh.
And you still have to rush the passer when you're ahead, and I expect us to be ahead most of the time.
It's all academic.
And so I think edge rusher is something we could do within our cap structure, and just and I'm not the only one that says that.
No,
I'm not.
No.
So
shutdown defense.
Anyway, Ronbo,
the team is helpless now.
How
the 49ers with that offense we got now, Phil. That's even if a defense we're playing is really tough. 21 points is a minimum. You think the 49ers are going to give up 21 points? I don't think so.
Ronbo, we averaged 16.
Okay.
We averaged 16 points a game last year on defense.
On defense.
And with Brock Purdy, we scored 33. We had the biggest point differential for a season of any team in the league.
See, that's not going to get worse. That's going to get better. Now that you got CMC in for
It's
preseason
gonna
and
get
everything
better
else.
with Hargrave.
Oh, God.
As long as we stay healthy. And, I worry about depth because health is always a key in football. And every team suffers injuries. Don't
And
think the 49ers are alone here.
That's true. Phil, we need to pull up though. Let's get together midweek, and since we're in July now, there should be some good stuff going on now as the days go by.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your vacation, Ronbo.
Yeah, I know, right? You know,
I was going crazy.
I was not enjoying it. Every day I was crying and acting like a child on different occasions when I was told, "Grow up, Ronbo." You know, I said, "Come on, guys, when do we can grow up?" Because you like football, I gotta. Okay, so it's I got it. I'm getting
Well,
past
now
it.
I'm going to cut me a piece of cheesecake and listen to the rest of the show.
There you go. That's my favorite.
That's it.
All right, Phil.
So, all right, Ronbo.
Talk to you shortly.
You take care.
You too. Night, Phil.
All right. Always a pleasure.
I appreciate you too, Phil.
All right. Later.
Later.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, Jeff.
Was it good, Ronbo?
Jeff, all things are good. You know, we're at the mercy of the media between now and another 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, they got Kirk Cousins. Mike Florio has us in a tug of war next year over Kirk Cousins. Between McVay and Shannon are going to battle and duel. Meet at the OK Corral at dawn and have a shootout. And then you got Louis Riddick who says, look out for the Hawks. They're going to take over the NFC West, not the 49ers. And then there's Kyle Shanahan, who people are still arguing about as to whether he is the ultimate play caller in the NFL. Jeff, jump in there anywhere you want.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say this Jim Everett, the great guy in this chat, hating,
Isn't he special?
talking about his Rams and all this. Bro, I'm sorry, man, but he said a Nick Bosa stopper. I mean, I don't know who you're talking about, but
they all say that.
I'm guessing that, yeah.
They picked up a new offensive lineman.
He thinks he's calling Stetson Bennett Stetson Montana. You guys are probably, you know, it's funny. The Rams, I don't believe they actually have any fans of the team. It's all, you know, celebrities, guys that live in L.A., you know. Before they won
paid
that
extras
Super Bowl,
to fill up the stands. I agree.
Right. I mean, and it's crazy that they built that billions of dollar stadium and the Niners own it. That's just sad. It's just sad.
And if they play the Raiders, if they play the Cowboys, if they play any team of quality, the Rams get the leftover seats.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, you know, don't even own your own house. Got the quarterback's wife pleading with Rams, please don't sell your tickets to 49er fans before this game. My husband's having enough trouble as it is. I don't know what I have to say. Look, stop it. God.
Yeah. Before the NFC Championship in 2021, they banned the San Francisco airports from traveling. There was something where they wouldn't let people from San Francisco travel to LA at the time. And I don't know what. Yeah. It's are you kidding me right now?
It's illegal. I mean, the Rams and whoever was organizing that could have been sued. You can't. This is America. You can't tell people where they can't go and can go. And especially in a commercial activity like this, are you crazy? And not selling to certain area codes as far as the tickets go. If you got online, they would see your IP address and say, oh, no, that's a 49er fan. How are you going to do? There's 49er fans in L.A., you clowns. You going to block them too?
Right. Man, they travel well up, or there's a lot up here in Charlotte, man. We took over the Panthers Stadium too, week 5.
Yeah,
But as for the Rams, man, nobody's worried about y'all. I mean, y'all are going to be competing with the Cardinals and the Bucks for the worst team in the league. And as for the Hawks fans, man, there was a guy the other day, he was telling me, he said, those Lombardi trophies that y'all have, you know, every time I see them, I almost choke because they're so old, they're so dusty. And I'm like, dude, there is no such thing as an old Lombardi trophy.
That's right. There's no expiration date on Lombardis. Those things are hard-earned, and they last for eternity. There's no
It's the best award.
It's the only thing they can do.
Sports.
It's the only thing they can say, Jeff.
Yeah.
It's the only thing they can say. They got nothing they can hit us with. That's why I'm going to stop acknowledging that crap. I've been a fool. Talking to guys like Rudy, all these lower level fans, and that's what they are. They're
Exactly.
subordinates. We don't need to take them seriously.
Right. And the only thing, that's in Shanahan's way now for, I hate to go too out on a limb here, but to really be talked about as one of the greatest coaches we've seen is a Super Bowl to his name. And I think this is the year. I really do.
Yeah, they're just too loaded. It would take some kind of injuries would have to sweep across the locker room. I don't know how they would lose it this year. Jeff, we could lose a couple of guys for 2 or 3 weeks and still keep rolling. That's how potent, and the depth on this team now is just unreal. Offensively and defensively. So,
Yep.
There's no reason. They know it. Hell, they should have won it last year when you think about it.
And let's look at, like the last guy was saying, Kyle Shanahan's coaching tree. McDaniel, we see what he did with Tua. He basically
overnight.
Tua was going out. Like people were saying, is he going to last in the league? Is he going to be a starting quarterback? And then McDaniel comes in there, and he looks like a star for his first couple games.
Only Mahomes was ranked next to him, and there was a stretch when he was ahead of Mahomes.
Right. And then we look at Robert Saleh. That Jets defense looks loaded now. He's really developed their defense well. We look at D'Amico. He got Assistant Coach of the Year. I think he's going to do good things with the Texans. And then you got the what's his name? The LaFleur, not Matt LaFleur, but the coordinator LaFleur, the one for the Jets, I think.
Yeah, they were both with Kyle for a while, but yeah.
Yeah, nobody else has a coaching tree and he just started. Are you kidding me? He's just he's going into his Shanahan's 7th year coaching?
Yeah.
And let's be honest, Steve Wilkes will be a head coach probably in the next 2 years.
Steve Wilkes got robbed this last year. What's his name has no business running the Panthers, but that's fine. We picked him up, and that's going to make us even more deadly. Now you're going to add a new wrinkle, a new twist to a defense that was already good. Wilkes is going to bring something else to the table. Believe that. So that means now, as good as they were, they're going to be even more aggressive and a little different. There's going to be some things they're learning from Wilkes and his experience, and they're going to add to the measure of that. Oh, God, they're going to be ferocious. I can't wait.
Yeah, this is the year, it's the year when you ask other fans around teams, you're like, hey, do you think we'll get it this year? And the only thing they can say to kind of say no is, well, we don't know about the quarterback situation. Yeah. It's like, I guess going undefeated means nothing. I guess,
And there's some truth to it, though, Jeff. We don't know who's going to quarterback. And does that make a difference to anybody is the thing. And Jeff, who would you like to see quarterback, and do you trust the most?
Purdy, 100%.
Okay.
100% Purdy.
Yeah. Now, if he doesn't come, are you going to get nervous? If he does have to wait a couple, 2 or 3 weeks or whatever?
Oh, no, not at all. Because our first couple weeks, it's not really a tough schedule. I think the Steelers game could be a loss just because they don't really lose their opener. But next couple games, we got the Giants in there somewhere, the Rams, Cardinals, Cowboys. We know the story with them. Hey, if Dak Prescott is your quarterback, I could care less what your defense looks like.
His confidence is gone. It really is. Dak he's got to be scared. He no longer believes in Dak himself. I bet his mom probably says, Dak, you sure you still want to play football?
No, seriously.
Poor Dak.
Oh, my God.
God, he's got to be scared to death.
But, yeah, I wouldn't be nervous at all with honestly, I think Darnold will beat out Trey if Brock can't play the first couple weeks. I think Darnold will get the starting spot, and I wouldn't be nervous with Darnold for the first couple weeks.
Yeah, as far as experience goes. But, we're going to find out. And I think the way the 49ers are talking, they seem to know something nobody knows, that indeed Brock probably will be ready. So we'll see.
Yeah, they're saying he will be. And
okay.
But if he's not, Sam Darnold will go in there, and I think he's got something to prove.
And then we'll get that. But we got to go, Jeff. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to see you midweek. And Chris Hansen, yes, we do Fridays. There's been some problems around Ron's responsibilities. I'll be back this week. I'll not let anybody down. I can't wait. Jeff, good to hear from you.
Right.
I'll see you later on the week.
Thank you, man. Take care.
You too. Niners won Super Bowl since 93. Free agency rule change, 0 cents. Good, Rudy. Keep an eye on that. Okay. Mr. Black Guy says, Kyle's the best until we get that Super Bowl trophy. I don't want to hear it. Health-wise is our factor. Our roster period is solid. No question. Go 49ers. Mr. Black Guy, the thing is, we've been solid pretty much so a long time now. It's all about guys getting taken out. Absolutely the wrong guys every time. If we can get past that hurdle, there's no team in the NFL that can actually beat the 49ers. Not now. They know too much. They're too good. They've been working together too long. So I'm really ready. Hey, Mark.
What's up, Ronbo?
Mark, man, sit back here and look at some of the things that are being said about the 49ers. Because, it's tough at the top, Mark. People take shots at the top all the time. Everybody wants a little bit of the big dog. Even analysts and media people all taking shots. Like I said, Floyo's got Kirk Cousins and 49ers. Apparently, he thinks that the 49ers are going to lose this year, and we're going to be in an all-out go for Kirk Cousins next year, along with McVay, who's going to be gutter deep next year. And then, of course, you got Louis Riddick says the Hawks are going to beat us in the NFC West. And then your coach, Kyle Shanahan, is being called the best play caller in the game. There's arguments being offered. Do you say yay or nay to that?
I'm going to have to agree. Yeah, I would say it's him and Andy. I would say, can we all agree on this? Bill Walsh, George Seifert, Kyle Shanahan, Steve Mariucci.
You know what? That sounds good to me. Because Belichick is not the mastermind behind the offense in New England. Belichick is the defensive guru.
Yeah.
You'd have to argue hard to yeah. I like that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this. Yes, Kyle Shanahan is one of the best play callers. But Ronbo, how many quarterbacks are we gonna run with this year? Three. We got on the roster. We got 3 quarterbacks.
I want one more, okay? Because I ain't seeing what I'm seeing next year. What I saw last year.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that brings me to. Yep. That brings me to. Okay, so we got about 3 quarterbacks. If we're still next year in the off season talking about who the quarterback is, you have a nice thumbnail of a question mark of who the quarterback is for the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh.
I'm going to have to call the 49ers, and I'm going to bring my own crew in. I'm going to bring Big Show. I'm going to bring you. You can work on that O-line. I'm going to get Big Show, Papa Dragon. I know Ellis was a quarterback. I'm going to get him to evaluate these quarterbacks, and we'll come to a conclusion, and then we'll just leave it at that.
Because, Mark, the thing is the 49ers are trying to budget their way through that position and keep an arsenal surrounding that quarterback, no matter who he is, as long as he can do what he's told and execute what he's taught. Now, that's why people say what they say. We're not traditional in any way as far as that goes. And people make jokes about it. Got other teams. Y'all ain't got no quarterback, but we still beat your ass. So you still ain't got no quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, what do you? Your point is,
Yeah, that actually makes it worse. Yeah. But every time I'm confident in Kyle's play calling. You answered my question before I called in. I don't think, because I was going to ask you about the championship game. Do you think it was Kyle's fault, Carl's fault? I think it was Kyle's fault. But then again, Kyle, I don't know. Because I want to say Kyle, but I don't think it was Kyle's fault. Because Kyle can't go out there and block for you. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But at the same time, why would you put him there?
Well, see, that's the thing.
He believes in him, I guess. I can't really
Mark,
get
you
mad.
underline that part right there. See that you got to know what your players are capable of. Did you mentally prepare him, Kyle? You know he asked him penetrating questions all the time. I can tell he's that kind of a coach. Questions that may have nothing to do with what you think he's asking you about. He could ask you about whether you put peanut on the bread first or jelly. That could actually translate in his mind as though the answer he's looking for, and it better be the right one as far as he thinks. Because the thing is, if Brock Purdy steps up in that pocket. Because the guy was running so wide open from Bradbury, had no clue as to where Aiyuk was, and it shocked. I think it shocked. I think Brandon. My God! And he didn't think. Step up in the pocket, get that pressure come from the right side. You got to be careful of that. These are things that a quarterback has to have a little bit of experience in order to know how to do. He'll never make that mistake again. You know how bad that must have hurt?
Yeah.
Growth. But too late.
And and I saw the play last week. That was my second time since watching it live. I thought Aiyuk was on the other side, but he was on. I forgot he was on the left side, and I guess that was the read he was making. That was the read that was open. McCaffrey was covered by two dudes.
Oh, that's what happens. Debo and George probably had extra help on them too. And one-on-one.
I was like, okay, well at least he was going to make the right read.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's just So it's I can't really be that mad, but I mean Kyle, I feel like Kyle was gonna he was gonna start off fast. We were gonna start off faster than that. I feel like if we got ball first, we were gonna score first. I believe in Kyle. Kyle's gonna be okay. I'm confident. Every time Kyle coaches a game, I'm confident. Since 2017, I've been confident in Kyle Shanahan. It's just what happens when we get there, and it's not his fault. It's just weird things that happen. I don't know. He's weird. I don't know.
Mike, that's why there is a potential for a dynasty to be built. Why? Because we went through all the lumps and bruises, anything that bad and everything that gets bad. What are the odds of that continuing? You know, John Madden went through this in his early years. Madden had great Raider teams for a long time, but they kept on coming up short on the big one. We're running the same path. And then they ran off 3 Super Bowl titles. Can you imagine the 49ers, 8 Super Bowl titles within the next 5 to 6 years? They pulled that off. But they got to continue to refurbish like they're doing, and they seem to know what they're doing when it comes to nourishing that order or that personnel group. So I got faith in them. We're going to see.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a Super Bowl in the future. Near future.
Yeah. And well, a lot of the things that's been happening, not as far as the quarterback getting injured and all that. I mean, as far as how the team's going to be looking, the record, it's either you or Power Dragon that just keep, like, I think the 49ers paying you under the table to predict these things? Because, you guys predict these things and, it happens, exactly how you said it later on down the line. And it's almost kind of like if Power Dragon said we're going to get an ass whooping against the Pittsburgh Steelers, then we might get an ass whooping.
The Steelers have a tradition. They're going to be tough on week 1. But they still don't have who they used to have, So they're kind of still trying to feel their way around. I see the 49ers being a little too much. So, and it's the first week. And the East Coast swing is not going to hurt. And then it's just that. So, yeah. 49ers know what they're capable of.
I wanted. Oh yeah. So was the last caller said? What was it? It's what? Arizona, Rams, and then the Cowboys. Week 5. Oh, they gotta give us. I don't want to. We playing these garbage teams, and then we gotta go up there and face face somebody that's pissed off and just ready to fight. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Because ain't nobody more pissed off than 49ers. We should have had a Super Bowl by now. Mike, we got to go, though. Hey, let me see you later on in the week. Always appreciate you, fam. All right. Have a great night.
All right, Ronbo.
All right. That was Mark. Hey, yo, KC.
Yeah. Ronbo, can you come back to me next time?
We can do that. Okay.
Okay.
And speaking of, as Mark just alluded to, he is the head of the Dragon Clan. It's time for Papa Dragon.
but the pop is cooking.
Pop, you've said some things that have resonated in people's minds. They haven't forgotten it yet. You've been like saying things that have come into fruition on a number of occasions. And, Pop, you're responsible for the well-being of a lot of people. So you need to be careful what you say.
No, I can't promise that. I can only promise you that I'll tell you the truth. That I won't lie.
Yeah.
And that I won't sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
Because, again, I'm a lifelong 49er supporter. I'm not a 49er fan. I have to become a supporter because when I was a fan, it hurts. Ronbo, it hurts.
Yeah, we go through a lot of pain, don't we? We really do.
Yes, it hurts, Ronbo. So, I've been a fan long enough to be through 2 ownerships, many coaches. Mm-hmm. I have one ownership that's 4-0 in a Super Bowl, and I have a current ownership that are super losers.
Mm-hmm. Pop,
that's
you've been
reality.
Objective, haven't you? You sort of you were able to perform that operation and take the Siamese twins in your mind and separate them. I'm impressed with that, really, because you do. I can tell when you talk, you're coming from an objective perspective. Continue. Go ahead. Let me hear this. I'm ready for you.
Yeah, I'm a computer scientist by trade, and although I'm retired in that area now and doing something different, I still look at things very analytically. I can't see the word right now, but I am. But and after typing in probably more than 10 million lines of code, for which I paid the price this past Friday with carpal tunnel surgery.
God,
I will say this, Ronbo. The 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, they really shouldn't be compared to anyone. They really, truly do have a very unique situation that no matter who opens their mouths about it, have no idea how this is going to turn out. Okay? Now, let's take, for example, Brock Purdy, okay, who I said would get hurt because of his size and lack of arm strength. Lack of arm strength comes in, and how far can you get behind the line of scrimmage and deliver the ball down the field, right? So what's your timing like? Can you throw with anticipation? I heard a caller say that Brock puts it on the money. He puts it on the money between the tackles, which is very Jimmy Garoppolo-like. But on several deep throws, Aiyuk had to wait for the ball. So instead of Brock being able to improve this offseason, he's rehabbing. That same scenario is what retired Andrew Luck, because he was only rehabbing in the offseason, not improving his game. At press time, Ronbo, Patrick Mahomes has won 2 Super Bowls against 2 teams that was better than his team. The 49ers were better than the Chiefs, and we should have run that game. Shout out to Chill Pill Phil, who outlined the keys to victory in a football game, none of which Shanahan followed in the Super Bowl. We did not run the ball in the second half when we should have ran it. Had we ran the ball, we probably would have 6. Things would be a lot different. But shout out to Phil, because that's true. That's true. It's almost as if, I swear to God, when Shanahan is in position of calling plays in the Super Bowl, it's almost as if he's throwing the game. Like he got a bet on the game, he just throws the game, because it just doesn't make logical sense what he does. So I think that he's a good coach. I think that he is a good person with the X's and O's. But I don't think that he's a good teacher, and I don't think that he's a good leader. I think he has a lot of control. He puts too many eggs in one basket, and that's a single point of failure. So the greatest asset is also the greatest weakness for the 49ers. This Kyle Shanahan. He's an incredible coach. I'm not saying you fire him. You don't. My sincere hope is that he gets better and that he understands what he has. Now, I've criticized Brock Purdy for the truth, but the truth is that on a small sample size, he is the number 1 quarterback in the red zone. And that is enough to win a lot of games. provided he gets to the red zone. Throwing 75%, no interceptions in the red zone is that's Montana-esque.
Yeah, I saw that stat. Yeah.
But Joe Montana wasn't Joe Montana in 8 games. Tom Brady wasn't Tom Brady in 8 games. You know what I'm saying? So I still need to see where his bottom is before I can sit there and say anything. So there's a lot of unknowns there. The biggest problem I have right now is the talk of Super Bowl this, talk of Super Bowl that for people in the media who don't even go to the practices. These guys aren't there.
I know Louis Riddick. Good Lord.
So what it is news fodder. It's a producer saying, hey, what can we get people excited about? Well, let's talk about Trey Lance.
Fans. Yep.
Let's talk. No, this is national. 49ers news is national. We get more 49er news here in Tennessee than we get news about the Titans.
I mean, more than the Jets even, because I've been checking that out too. I mean, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets should be getting all the news. No, it's us. All we want to talk about is the quarterback.
And big
situation.
shout out to all of my LA Rams fans. Again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I love the new stadium you built for us. So, as we move forward, Ronbo, into the season, I always try to tell my fans and my friends, the 49er faithful, all of you out there, if you got season tickets, you're a Brock Purdy person. You're happy. And guess what? If I'm running a business and I'm trying to sell tickets, I'm going to tell you that Brock Purdy is going to play week 1, even if he's not ready, because that's going to sell you the most tickets. Oh. He's an incredible story. Okay, buy his bobblehead, buy his jersey. Okay, but if you sit here for 1 second and think that Kyle Shanahan gives 2 shits about Brock Purdy, you're wrong. He don't. And number 2, Trey is actually closer to Kyle than people think. And 3, Kyle Shanahan is going to have a very similar record no matter who starts at quarterback. Because whether people realize it or not, Kyle Shanahan runs this system through Kyle Shanahan. Yep. That's how he runs it. Period. Because if he ran it like a real coach, you don't think that Andy Reid would find ways to get George Kittle the ball or ways for Aiyuk to get the ball? You don't think there would be like special plays set up to get these guys 100 catches a year, 1,200, 1,300 yards? There's a difference between teams that exercise Club Alex, and we don't do that. We have the Cabo Click, but we don't have Club Alex. And for those of you that don't know what that is this. We came off of a strike year. There was no offseason. A brilliant coach by the name of Harbaugh gave the playbook to Alex Smith and say, gather the troops, teach them the plays, get them ready. Alex Smith got the team together himself, taught the team the plays, and set up a camp. It was called Camp Alex. In Harbaugh's first year, the team went 13-3. It was because of the leadership of Harbaugh and the leadership of Alex Smith. Now, now, at this,
we're going to run out of time, but Pop, you've got all this kind of stuff. This is always good stuff. Hey, listen, I want to hear more about this. We got to go now though, because production's going nuts.
I know, but let me finish up in 10 seconds. Now, what's going on right now is Club Mahomes is going on right now. Right now, Mahomes is throwing to his receivers right now. We're not doing that. Trey's throwing to Mahomes' receivers right now.
Like that's helping.
So before y'all start talking Super Bowl this, Super Bowl that, let's just try to beat Pittsburgh, and that's going to be hard. Because Tomlin ain't no joke. That ain't McVay. That's Tomlin. Yeah. So let's see which quarterback plays. Let's see which quarterback survives. But I predict that all 3 quarterbacks will play this year because you got quarterback Mr. Right Now and Purdy. You got the insurance plan. And then you got the quarterback of the future. That's what you got, and you're going to see all 3 this year. Papa Dragon is out. Good talking to you, Ronbo.
Good stuff, Pop. Always love it. Papa, hopefully see you later on this week. All right. All right, Pop.
You got it.
The Dragon Clan leader.
What?
This- Eli.
Yes, sir.
Eli, come on in,
Can you hear me?
Eli.
Yes, sir.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, because season's getting started now. Because, once it starts getting real hot and you start getting toward the middle of July, you can start getting excited then. Because, you talk about April, March and April, man, say, oh, man, we got so long to go. After the draft, it
Tell
comes
me
like
about
dead
it.
city.
Me and my 1,000 cats and my 2 San Bernard dogs are outside, man. It's
All right.
taking hot.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Tell me. And this dog is going around and around circles because he's afraid of the fireworks. People are throwing fireworks right now.
Oh, yeah. The cats are probably hiding under everything, right? Cats kill me with fireworks.
I love my cats, man. 2 dogs. Hey, Ronbo, is it your birthday today?
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Well, happy belated birthday. So,
Yeah, July 1st. Thanks, man.
Wish you everything that you want. Hopefully.
Hopefully coming up, because I gotta have that Super Bowl
trophy.
I'm tired of fans that are way lesser than us. Eli, people be talking trash, and they're nowhere near as good as the 49ers. Yeah, y'all talk about them old trophies like that's special. What are you, stupid? There's no such thing as an old Lombardi. God.
Let them talk, Ronbo. Let them talk.
Silly.
That's why they're always against us. Even the announcers.
I know.
Yeah. And what's up with Louis Riddick, man? What's wrong with this guy?
Well, whoever his drug distributor is giving him low grade stuff, because Louis Riddick never picks the 49ers anyway. You know that. And now
he never does.
And now he went as far as to say, yeah, the Hawks gonna win that division. Louis.
Wow.
What are you talking about?
I know.
They're gonna do that in 1 year. Just a complete 360. Come on, man.
Oh man.
God.
He's mental, man. I guess he lost it already.
I know. He's mad because he couldn't become the 49ers GM. Remember the years before they hired John Lynch? Riddick wanted to be the guy. He was working hard for it, too. And Lynch came and stole it. Rick's been bad ever since.
Yeah. No respect for us, huh? No respect.
He doesn't care what the 49ers look like. He will never pick the 49ers. And anybody who watches ESPN or anything else, watch Louis. As soon as you start talking about the 49ers,
see what he says.
He will see what he says. It could be nothing nice. We could be 10-0.
That's for sure.
Louis Riddick, don't look for him to say anything
good.
That's
like Rudy. That's like Rudy, right? He's always with his Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Rudy too, man.
I feel bad for him, because his team he wants them to be great. He hangs out with us because he feels like some reason, I don't know what got into his mind, he feels the Rams are equal. I don't know why he thinks that. You guys have won. Well, we've won 2 since you guys have won. One back in '93. Free agency is what killed the 49ers. We got a better team than you've had for how long? How many times? Look, what is free agency? Oh.
Poor Rudy. He's demented already, man. Poor guy. Yeah, but, so who do you think is going to be Super Bowl, the QB for the Niners? I'm thinking they're going to try Trey Lance. Don't you think? So he can start getting ready. I mean,
no deals this year. I think the 49ers are going to keep all 3 of those quarterbacks this year, and they're going to work hard to get them all up to speed because of what we went through last year. You lose 3 quarterbacks in 1 year, and it makes you mentally make changes.
That is crazy.
That's insane. 3?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Freaking QB on the same year. Man, that was crazy. But you know what? Man, Purdy, man, he was a guy right there, man. I couldn't believe it. Not even on his mind was thinking, being scared. Like, what's his name? The guy that hit him once he played with against the Raiders, and we lost the game because of, I don't know what happened to his mind. I guess he's seen ghosts and like that.
You're talking about the guy on our team right now? Sam
He was with the Niners. No. He's a QB from the Niners.
QB from the Niners.
Yeah. he was playing good, and then all of a sudden I don't know. I guess he's seen a ghost, and we lost the game. Shit, because of it. I don't know what happened. It was good.
Yeah.
Come on, Rumble.
No,
Come on, Rumble.
Hey, how long ago?
Jimmy, about 2 or 3 years ago, before. What's his name? Damn it.
Before Garoppolo?
Yeah. Who?
Not before Garoppolo?
No, not Garoppolo.
Before Garoppolo.
Yes. Yes.
Hoyer.
No, not Hoyer. Hoyer went with the Patriots. This guy, we played against the Raiders at that time, and he freaking, I don't know if he'd seen the goals, and he stopped playing good. His name is also Jimmy, I think he is.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
I
Nobody
forgot
in the chat. Mullins? No, not Mullins. Mullins is not that bad
Yes,
far.
there you go. Mullins.
It is Mullins.
That was him.
Ah.
Yes, that was him.
Against the Raiders, I
playing
should have
good.
realized. But I don't remember Mullins
Yes.
even seeing ghosts. Did Mullins have that issue?
Man, he was playing good, Rumble.
Yeah, he
then
was.
all of a sudden, boom, he lost. I don't know if he's seen a goal. They were saying that on the announcers that because he was all of a sudden he started playing bad. Seriously,
You
I
know what
forgot.
happened.
I think it was against the Raiders.
He beat the Raiders, but you know what? He started getting hit. You know, a lot of quarterbacks fold under that kind of pressure. That's why when people talk about Joe Montana, I said, you guys don't even know. I said, you know what? Joe Montana took brutal
taking real
treatment,
hits.
man. I said, you look at Tom Brady now. Tom Brady's in a luxury area compared to what Joe went through. Joe Montana got blasted with some hits that most men wouldn't have got up from. And you're going to tell me that Tom Brady would have took some hits like that? All these guys out here, they're looking good. You know what? And people
That's
don't
why he's the
understand.
number
Joe
one
is
goat.
a different breed of dude, man. Knock Joe completely out, get up and throw a touchdown.
Man, that dude, I mean, my props to him.
He can't walk very well now. He's got some issues with his back and everything else. But
Really?
you know,
Yeah.
that's when football was a different game.
Yeah, no, it's things real changed, you know, these years. I mean, thank God for that. I mean, but before, now they're saying that Brady is the number one GOAT. I don't think so. Joe, it's always going to be the number one, no matter what.
Well, Brady is for his era. I'll give him that. Even Joe says that's fine. He's the best in this era for sure. I said fine, but Joe, no matter what, when it comes down to it, man, there ain't nobody better than you. You did things that nobody could do. No interceptions. What you didn't have to have your field goal kicker win a game for you. You carried the team on your damn back by yourself, and you had some man.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah,
he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT, number one, no matter what. Haters out there, you know, always gonna be haters, except for the Niner fans.
They'll be arguing about Brady. A few years, he's going to be another glory boy, and he's going to be running around. I mean, you know, Mahomes is next.
Is he coming back?
Brady?
Is he coming back?
No. He made it clear, too.
So he's really retired?
Yeah.
He did? Okay.
For this year. Brady's got a huge job up in the booth. Yeah, so he doesn't really want to come back now anyway.
I don't think Michelle or whatever her name is will not let him come back.
No, you know he's got a new lady. You know that, right?
Well, I don't know. That too, Ronbo, man. They go back and forth like over here. Jeez, man.
Giselle left though.
There you go, Giselle.
Yeah, Giselle left.
Oh.
Yeah.
Giselle
said, okay, you want to go play? You want to go play football? Go ahead. I'm out of here. What?
She sure did, huh? She sure did left him. Poor guy, man. Jeez, man.
We got to pull up,
we all do for that damn women.
You can tell football
all right,
season.
Mr. Rumble. Hey. Have yourself a great night, and thanks for taking my call.
Always a pleasure.
And wish you for the best, and happy belated birthday, sir.
Thanks, fam.
Take care.
Yeah. Night, Eli.
Dude.
Yes,
he's
a guy.
Good night,
he's the same guy. Good night. Guerrero. Guerrero comes every now and then you see Guerrero come out.
Guerrero.
That's Elo. Say Guerrero. Same guy.
Guerrero.
Guerero.
Thank you, sir.
Guerero. Okay.
Guerero.
All right.
Guerero.
Guerero.
See you soon. Okay.
All right, fam.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Bill.
It's been a minute.
Hey, it has,
Been
Bill.
watching,
How you been
paying
doing?
attention.
Ah.
A lot of things transpired. Breaking news will be released in about 3 weeks. Can't talk much about it. Some stuff went down.
Uh-oh.
For all you haters out there, you Cowboys fans, just because I wear a 49er hat, a 49er shirt, 49er shoes, and I'm rocking all 49ers, and the 49ers eliminate you in the playoffs, don't give you a reason to ban someone from an establishment because you don't like the 49ers. Get over it, all right? Get over it. I just got a message to you out there, all right? I'm buying a Big Mac, a couple Big Macs out of McDonald's, and I got CT'd for wearing 49er stuff. Because it offended them. They're going as far as to start CTing 49er fans because they don't want to see it. Well, guess what? I hope we three-peat you goofballs and eliminate you again, and after that, shut up. We need to hold that Lombardi trophy. We need that. And you know what? You're just mad because the last time your team won a Super Bowl, your cheerleader's like now 80 years old. Now, with that being said,
Hey, you know what? You can go deeper than that. We're talking winning playoff games. I think the Cowboys. I don't believe they've won a playoff game since they won
since
that Super Bowl.
1995.
Yeah, they've not even won a playoff game yet. Now that's rough.
Not one play. Actually, they have won one playoff game.
Against who was that? Oh, that's right.
The Bucks.
They just won one this past year, right? Yeah, we saw them in the second
but you haven't
round.
been to the NFC Championship since 1995.
I know. You know,
So,
we can't say a lot about that,
trying-
but the thing about never being in the playoffs and never winning a game, no, that's rough.
Yeah, and y'all talking about it year to year. Yeah, right. Y'all are screaming right now. We're gonna win it all this year. I'm
What's
scratching my head. I'm thinking, all right. You might get past Philly in the playoffs. They eliminate your quarterback. They do to you what they did to us. But we still beat you with Dak, so there's still going to be no excuse, Dak or not. And then we'll send you home, again, where you belong. And you're going to be salty again another year. Taking shots at 49er fans in a low blow. And
Well, you gotta
McDonald's,
understand,
you
Bill.
need to be more McDonald's, you need to be more professional and start firing these people who do that. That's messed up.
Hey, and back,
You ain't
Bill,
a-
you should have reported it.
Oh, I did. I reported it, and they're standing by their management because it offended her.
Oh, God.
But, it's all good. It's just all good, man. I ain't upset. Things are going good.
Yeah.
But like I said, I see us winning a lot of games without Brock, with Trey. I think everybody's biting the dust. He got injured. Yeah, he had a rough start. We knew he was going to go through some learning curves, but I think he can overcome. I think he's going to be really good. I think we have a lot to be excited about this season coming up. And for the Cowboy fans, you got a lot to be sad about. So, I'll put it out, Ronbo, late happy birthday.
Thanks, man.
Sorry I haven't caught you on in a while.
No, I've been out too, so it's okay.
Yeah, so, just hold your head up and be ecstatic. Don't let all the haters pop in here, Rudy, and all you clowns out there.
No, they can pop in. No effect.
Texas boy.
This is my
After
favorite.
this season, just wear your cowboy gear.
Hey, Bill, I keep reminding people of this. Do you remember Texas boy went renegade and started supporting the 49ers year before last when we beat them? And Texas boy all of a sudden he says, I'm through with the Cowboys. And he rode with the 49ers for about a month, and then he went back to being a Cowboy. But that was pretty funny. I've never seen that before. from any fan base, people.
What's going on here, and I'm giving a little update, which is kind of funny. There are some Cowboy fans out here that are female that are burning the Cowboy stuff and starting to rock 49ers.
Ooh.
So that's where they're thinking I have something to do with it. I think it's why they're taking shots at me because they're losing their fan base.
Blasphemy. I like that.
And it's rough here in Texas for those Cowboy fans because their ladies are starting to support the Niners.
And I know how they feel about them cowgals who would suddenly become Niner ladies. That's got to make them really mad.
Very mad.
Silly. Man. Well, Bill, you know, the thing is, and in fact, who was that? Anyway, Bill? Was that Bill's mic?
No.
Okay. But we're gonna go and love when you check in. I'm gonna tell you what, I'll see you later in the week. Hope you got some time. Beware of them Cowboys.
Before I go, what were you going to say before you were cut off?
No, I was talking about the if you get a date. This is a joke that goes all the way back. The social media a long time ago. Riding down the road, just met this girl. She's flaming hot. You're just going nuts. And you ask her, so you watch football? Yes. Well, what team do you support? The Cowboys? Okay, stop the car. What? Get out. Get out. Get the hell out of my car. You know, you got three choices not to say. Do not say Cowboys, Hawks, or Rams, or you got to walk home. That's all there is to it. That meme went around for a long time. We'd had enough of all of them. But yeah. But Bill?
Give me a 49er shout out.
Big Bill.
And before I go, look out, Texas. All your Cowgirl fans are going to be Niner fans very soon. I'm out.
Night, Bill. Hey, Casey. Let's see if Casey's ready yet. You know, Casey's like a man who's always placing bets and doing things. He's got to watch the board, make sure that his, you know. I wonder if Casey does horse racing as well. Hey, Casey.
You wish I could rumble. No, I don't bet the ponies.
You know, Casey, that you're not over the edge then, because I do know dudes who do definitely do the whole gamut, and they'll be out the track.
I was gonna
When?
be a
Tomorrow.
Yeah. I was gonna be a sportsbook writer. That was the only thing I didn't know, but that didn't turn out, so I didn't have to learn it.
Man, Casey, I got to tell you though, how many heart attacks are endured out at the racetrack on a daily basis? You know, you're sitting there and you just bet the farm because you got an inside tip, so you think that this horse is straight money, and you're sitting there watching him come down the stretch, and it's neck and neck. You didn't even anticipate that either. And it crosses the line, and it's Dirty Dog crossing against Puny Pony. I said, you know, oh, man. The dude came.
Yeah, Ronbo, you know, sometimes I think about this old episode of that TV show, Boy Meets World. There's this episode where Corey and Sean have this assignment to, you know, do something risky with money or whatever, and bet on horses. And Corey's yelling on the phone, "Give me the fifth at Pimlico." Yeah. And,
and like they know which race and everything. That's what I mean when they know something, right? God.
Yeah. I'm over here. I'm over here like in Sparks right now watching this fireworks show outside of GSR.
All right. How's that going? Is it looking good?
It's amazing. They're doing fireworks I've never seen before. I didn't know fireworks could do some of this stuff.
Hey, Casey, it's people got to come up with innovate new ways for the fireworks. Stop doing the same thing all the time. Good.
No, Ronald, this is phenomenal. I don't even know how to explain it. But,
good. That means it's really good.
Yeah, it's like must be out of Asia or something. I don't know.
Could
anyway,
be,
Ronbo,
because the Japanese never quit thinking when it comes to that kind of entertainment.
Yeah. Well, Ronbo, I'm not here to talk about the Japanese. I'm here to talk about the San Francisco 49ers. And
we'll go right ahead.
What's shaking, Ronbo? What's going on in 49er land?
Well, Louis Riddick says we're going to be fighting with the Rams for the services of one Kirk Cousins next year. Louis Riddick says the Hawks are going to win the NFC West. Meanwhile, Brandon Aiyuk, as quiet as it's being kept, is busting ass every bit as much as CMC at these workouts so far, which could carry on over into the real training coming up in just a few more weeks. And Kyle Shanahan is still, on this particular date and hour, considered the best play caller in the NFL.
Well, Ronbo, I think the best play caller in the NFL has to be Brian Hoyer. I mean, this guy still is in the NFL. I don't know how he's making plays, but he's with the Raiders now. Did you know that? He went from the East Coast to the West Coast. Yeah, he might start for the Raiders if Jimmy doesn't get cleared. Still haven't heard about that. But
McDaniel wants his guy. That's why he went after Jimmy in the first place. And went and got Hoyer. I thought Hoyer retired.
I don't know, Ronbo. The 49ers gave this guy $7 million. This guy's a magician.
Hoyer? Got $7 million?
Yeah.
Wow, he is.
Yeah, from the 49ers. $7.2 million.
Oh, I thought the Raiders gave him
7 years ago.
I know. Well, Kyle brought him over to install his offense is why. So, you had to pay him.
Yeah.
But, McDaniel wants only his people, as Derek Carr apparently didn't get it. Not to his standard, anyway. So we got Jimmy, and now he's got Hoyer. That's pretty funny. I didn't know about that. And Devontae Adams doesn't like either one of them.
What was that? What was
McDaniel.
You were talking on the intro. You were talking about who said that about Geno? A broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, that's Louis Riddick. Yeah, our buddy Louis. Louis Riddick does not.
What stupid comment is that, man?
Louis
Riddick can't throw a 30-yard pass, Ronbo. I can tell just by the way he talks. Geno Smith, man. What did he throw for, like 4,800 yards last year? Ronbo, when I was a kid, throwing for 4,000 yards was like amazing.
No,
and
he did.
That's why I like Jameis so much, man. Because Jameis did it with one eye and a broken rib, and God, man, Ronbo, these fireworks are tripping me out, man. It's like I'm watching a vortex right now.
Look at that.
Oh man,
Casey,
I am highly medicated right now, Ronbo.
I was going to say, you had some herbal essence, I could tell. Colors are warmer under certain influences.
I'm shit right now.
Well, Ronbo, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the San Francisco 49ers. And, God, Ronbo, I'm just hypnotized right now. This is like the finale of this fireworks show. And there's so many red and yellows and kind of like golds. And it's almost like a 49er fireworks show I'm watching right now.
Sounds like mushrooms. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, it's because it's the red, white, and blue. Hello. It's 4th of July.
Yes. I'm glad you appreciate that show. That's the best way to do it. But Case,
So how much room can the 49ers keep in first place this year? I think they're going to sweep the NFC West again. And you're kicking me out, Ronbo. Is that it?
No, I'm listening.
I'm back in reality.
No, I'm listening.
Back in reality. My feet are on the ground.
You figure there's going to be a couple of struggles, and we're going to be surprised if we win. It's going to take 4 quarters to win. The Hawks could be that
the
team.
The struggle is the frequency of the injuries. We got, my man Phil popping in tonight. And Phil's talking about sweeping the board. I don't think any team is ever going to sweep the board ever again. It's going to be a long time.
You think so?
It's just such a tough season, Ronbo.
Yeah. And, like you say, swept the board and went 3 against
these teams,
the Hawks. I don't think – I got to look that up. When's the last time any team did that? Swept the season, and one of the guys ended up in the playoffs, and they put another beating on them for a 3rd time in 1 year. The Hawks are going to come after us with everything they got. I do believe that. They're going to play us tough after that embarrassment from last year.
Yeah. Well, they better bring their chewing gum, Ronbo. They're going to need a lot more. They're going to need a bigger chewing gum than that. So, oh, man.
Okay, so, we are throwing you out now, Ronbo. Casey. You go enjoy the fireworks.
I'm so tired of betting the WNBA. I don't know what I'm doing here. I picked the Seattle Storm and the over tonight, Ronbo.
Those girls play some exciting basketball. They're getting better and better, though. So
I don't know about that, Ronbo. I'm here to talk about the 49ers.
You got
and
it.
It's always a
Case, you
pleasure,
got it.
my man, Reverend Ronbo.
You're making the bets. You
The
better know
man.
about those teams.
Yeah, hey, Ronbo, don't go another 5 or 6 days without a
No,
show,
no,
man.
that's not happening. Not again. Not this week for sure. All right.
Oh, because it was your birthday, huh? Is that what?
No, I got caught up in some things that I lied about and got called on. I needed to finish up. So, yeah. But anyway, I got it straightened
We'll save that thought, Ronbo. I'll be here. I'll be here Monday, 8:30 sharp.
All right. Case. We'll be back for Monday. Tuesday's probably more the thing. But yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you when I see you, Ronbo.
Looking forward to it. Casey,
right.
enjoy them fireworks. Happy 4th. All right. There goes Casey. Always wild out there. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. So I have a potpourri of things you love to let us all know how you feel about. You got Kirk Cousins going to be in a tug of war next year with the Rams. Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay are going to be fighting over Kirk Cousins. Louis Riddick says your Hawks are going to be beating the 49ers in the NFC West. And Kyle Shanahan is being called the best there is at what he does. So I know you love that one. What are you thinking?
Well, I believe it or not, do agree that he is an efficient play caller, but those are the only accolades that I can give him right now.
Okay.
And even after one Super Bowl, I still can't call him one of the greatest coaches of all time yet, because it's only one win under his, one big game under his belt, and he's still fairly young. You know what I mean? And then there are five guys ahead of him right now that are currently in the league, and until they retire, you can't name him one of the top 5 greatest coaches of all time just yet.
Well, now, you know what? Maybe you have to distinguish between calling him one of the greatest coaches versus play caller. He hasn't, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's 2 different categories, I think. Maybe not quite yet the latter.
Definitely he's a top 5 play caller, no doubt. But coach, no. Not yet.
So you mentioned him being younger. You know, Kyle Shanahan, he carries himself in a fashion where he's just all that. But Kyle is still learning how to be a head coach. You know, he really is.
And let's go back to what Papa Dragon said. Kyle Shanahan is not married to any of these quarterbacks right now in this current quarterback room. He's married to himself. And if we miss the playoffs this year, then I have no doubt that then there's a big chance we will go after Kirk Cousins. I do agree with
in fact, you said this last time we talked, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that's his baby, Ronbo. You can't. That's who he's wanted all along since he's been here.
Yeah. He raised him. He picked him, and they already had a number one. They already had a number one. They used one pick for a quarterback, and he went and got Kirk Cousins later on in the draft. Wasn't Kirk Cousins 4th or 5th round?
Yeah, something like that. And look at him now. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's very durable. He stays completely healthy.
What durable is
the last 4 to 5 seasons, he has consecutively thrown for over 4,000 yards.
Yeah.
And you can't call him a shitty quarterback because he's not.
No, actually,
he's currently an upgrade over what we have right now in the room.
That's actually true.
Huge upgrade.
You can't call him a scrub.
No.
Yeah. So
you know there's no telling what Brock Purdy's going to look.
Were you remember that when Trey and I were arguing with Trez about Kirk Cousins, and I was standing pretty
back
pat,
in the day was that before Jimmy came along?
Yeah, way before. And I said, you know, Kirk Cousins. I got Trez. I got to tell you, I'll take Cousins. And Trez was just animate. He was livid about even talking about it.
I think Trez was the only one that disagreed with you.
No, a lot of
Trey
people disagreed.
A lot of people did, but you, Trey, and I were on the same page as far as that goes about bringing Kirk Cousins here, because I believe that's what will get Kyle over the hump right there, is having a durable quarterback you can rely on. Because the past 7 years, we haven't had one of those.
Yeah, good point there. One who could stay on the field from week 1 to week 17. That would be amazing to even. Wow. If that happens.
And look at the offensive lines that Kirk Cousins had the past few years. They weren't that great, and he still remains durable.
Yeah, he's taking some shots.
Oh yeah, like CG Beathard's shots he's been taking.
Wow, Beathard. Now there's a tough.
That's one thing I loved about Beathard is his toughness. You know what I mean? Like he got his ass knocked down and right back up and threw a 50-yarder. You know.
So as far as that toughness thing goes, I can't argue. Cousins doesn't get hurt. I don't think he's missed a game in years.
No, I can't recall the last time Kirk Cousins missed a game either. So, like I said, if we miss the playoffs, don't be surprised if that becomes relevant in the news again. So,
what do you pay him? You got to know this, show. The organization is not willing to pay quarterback money. There's not going to be 40+ million quarterbacks in San Francisco.
No, I'd give him 33. I'd give him 30, 33, 35 tops.
Here's the thing, Show, and I don't know if this is going to work or not, but they're going to continue to try to pay everybody but the quarterback. Now, this could backfire. Now, they got Brock Purdy for next to nothing. He's got less than $100,000. Less than $1 million.
Yeah, he's less than $1 million.
And for the next 2 years.
But we don't know.
Now his manager could.
There's going to be a lot of guys retiring. There's going to be a lot of guys retiring too, Ronbo. Don't forget about that. So you don't know.
Well, yeah.
If it's going to continue to work like that, you have to pay a quarterback eventually. You know what I mean? You can't continue to go down this path. I don't know any team in the NFL history that has worked out for long periods
of time. Well, the Patriots, and that's why they stayed on top so long, is because Brady says, listen, just keep me some talent around me. I'll make my own money. Don't worry about that. And Brady was getting chump change, but he's making more money.
Well, look at Brady's wife who he was married to.
I know Giselle was making more than he was. But you know what the thing about Brady's endorsements and things like that? Movies. I mean, I've seen Brady in 2 or 3 movies. He didn't need whatever the Patriots were paying anyway. Whatever they paid him, he just gave to his kids to go have fun with.
Yeah.
So had his own company.
Don't be surprised if that comes back to relevancy. Like if our season goes south, like because we're cursed with injuries and we're cursed at that quarterback position. So Phil likes to say that all NFL teams get injured, but not at the rate that we do, and the consistency of our injuries that we do. Well, we're the most injured team in the league right now.
Well, the Ravens are trying to keep up with us, but
Yeah, true. But we lead the pack. We definitely lead the pack in that category as far as injuries go.
I'm so tired of that. Anyway.
You and me both. Yeah. And like I said, there's going to be a lot of people really contemplating retirement next year. Including Trent Williams, you have to look out for because you had contemplated about it this year.
That's your first-round pick next year already. I already know.
Mm-hmm. I already know too.
Yeah.
Left tackle.
Yeah.
Look out for Joe Alt from Notre Dame.
Is he the best?
Or Zion.
All right.
I'm sorry. Or Zion Nelson from Miami.
Yeah.
One of those two will be the pick.
And Joe knows because Joe keeps an eye on these guys. Left tackle.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That's my favorite position, believe it or not, is offensive line. So next to wide receiver, but
we gotta go.
Offensive line more.
We're gonna go.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll see you midweek, and
please don't go this long again without
I know you're
not having a show. I need to get through the off season.
Thanks, Joe. I'll do my best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, you make it go by so fast. It's not even funny.
Thanks, Joe. It's my pleasure.
Yeah,
too.
all right. Happy belated birthday, too, as well.
Thanks, Joe. Talk to you shortly.
All right. Take care. Shout out to everyone. Y'all take care. All right.
Thanks, Joe. Night. Area code is 209.
Finally.
Yes.
JT is back.
JT is back? My God, JT, we've not heard from you in a long time. How you doing?
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing?
JT, unhappy because since the last time we talked, I think we were in position to win a Super Bowl. And a miracle came out of nowhere. It's like Russell Wilson used to always say, yeah, the Lord wears a Hawks jersey. Russell got a lot of flack for that. But I'm not sure if the Lord wasn't wearing an Eagles jersey that day. The Eagles were not going to beat the 49ers that day. I don't believe it. And out of nowhere, they come in and do something that nobody would have ever guessed was possible to happen. Break the quarterback's damn arm. What?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's a new year, Ronbo. It's time to move on. And, Lord knows I still haven't moved on a lot of other things that went on with the 49ers. But anyway, it's a new year. What are we talking about today, Ronbo?
Well, tonight we're talking about the fact that Riddick has claimed that the NFC West does not belong to San Francisco, that the Emerald City will be taking that. Also, Mike Florio, who is good at offseason antics, has said that the 49ers are going to go into a tug-of-war next year. He's already assuming we're going to lose this year. We're going to be fighting over Kirk Cousins next year with Sean McVay, who wants Kirk to come to Los Angeles. And Kyle Shanahan is still considered the best game caller in the game of football. All of that. What do you think?
Ronbo, I'm going to say this. First of all, let me just say this. Happy late birthday to you, Ronbo. I just want to get that out there.
Thank you.
And the second thing I want to say is, please, let's not bring in Kirk Cousins. He's a choke artist, man. I mean, I get it. I was listening to the show. Made a lot of points. At the end of the day, I don't want to bring Cousins in someone else's expense, like who? Like Trey Lance's expense? No.
And I think the Vikings would love to grab Trey Lance and let us have Kirk Cousins. I bet they would.
Or even the Seahawks would just pounce on this Trey Lance. And I was, a later show that that you guys had on, and there was another caller that mentioned that the Seahawks would pounce on it. And, I believe that. I don't want to bring in Kirk Cousins.
Okay, but JT, look at this though. He doesn't get hurt. Passes over 4,000 every year. He goes from game 1 to week 17. I mean, and he knows Kyle Shanahan's offense as well as anybody. The funny thing about it, there are some things there that you have to worry about as far as how Kyle is thinking.
None of that matters if you ain't winning at the end of the game.
That's true.
You know what I mean? If you ain't winning, then that doesn't matter. That's not relevant.
And he had some all-star receivers. Thielen, Jefferson.
Yeah,
what was that other dude? He had all kind of talent.
Yeah, I'm good. No, I'm good with the Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just roll with what we got. Yeah. I'm cool with that. And Louis Riddick, oh man, come on, man, Louis Riddick, he must have. That guy, man, ever since he lost his the run-in for the general manager, feel like he just grudge ever since, and he don't know what he's talking about, man. I think he's just talking out of his ass. Just like some of these trolls who come on this show, who I just be looking at. I want to send a shout out to the man who I used to be arguing about over the Christian Watson, who the Christian Watson was going to come to when he got drafted. He didn't come to none of our teams. He went to the Packers. And I just want to throw a shout out to Tony Wright, man, because I love the way he be dashing some of these trolls out.
You know what, JT, he was right. Christian Watson, I didn't know what to expect because wide receivers every year anticipated to come in and just light the league up, and they don't usually, every now and then. But Watson came in and was just kicking ass.
Yeah, he started off slow and he picked it up. And,
he did. He was quiet for a minute. Boy, did that end suddenly. And
yeah, but I don't care about talking about the Packers. I'm over here trying to, complaining about the 49ers.
Yeah, well, go ahead. You got it, Christian Watson.
Yeah, I just want to get that out there with him, and I just want to see Trey Lance. I just want to give him a shot. I'm not biased on which quarterback we are. I'm a 49er fan at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who's on. I really don't. I'm not too crazy for Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah, people.
He's just.
Sam's number 3 on the popularity list for sure.
But for Trey Lance, I just want him to have that shot. I just want him to really start the season off. To be honest with you, Ronbo, because I just want to see what we got in him. In that kid, and I don't even think that the 49ers should really put Brock Purdy out there that soon, to bring him out there. He just came off of injury, man. You gotta at least let him sit out for at least, I would just say 4 to 5 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we got in Trey Lance. You know what I'm saying?
It's possible. I mean, they say he's gonna be ready for week 1, but not, the doctors have got to say it's okay. And he's got to say it's okay, too. Because, Brock is not going to put himself in any danger. So if his arm ain't ready and he don't feel like it, he'll tell him, no, can't do it, guys.
Wanted Trey Lance under center with Christian McCaffrey. Can you just imagine the...
Christian McCaffrey does make life easier for quarterbacks. Boy.
That would be so dynamic, Ronbo. I just want to see it. That's all. I guess that's all I got to say, Ronbo. I just wanted to say, give you a call tonight and just
appreciate it, JT. After not hearing from me for such a long time. All right, fam.
I'm trying to think of it I want to say before I head out of here. I guess I'll just gas the Rams fans one time. All you Rams fans, you guys smell like poo poo, man. Get out of here.
They like to rub elbows with the A-listers. You know what I'm saying?
I can hear smell like shit from Jump Street.
JT, enjoy this 4th of July weekend. Hope you already have too. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Right. You guys be smooth.
You too, fam.
All right.
Let's go check out and see what's going on with Michael. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Ronbo, happy belated birthday, buddy.
Hey, thanks, Michael. Yeah.
Can't believe it, huh? Mine was a couple weeks ago. Mine was the 13th of June.
Hey, see that? Hey, are we in the same sign? Is that Cancer as well?
I'm Gemini.
Gemini.
I'm Gemini.
When does Cancer start? Latter part of June, I guess.
I think end of June, I think.
Well, Michael, man, thanks for that too. We're looking at Pete Carroll's team is supposedly going to beat us now. They got enough. They've got all they needed. You know what kills about Louis Riddick saying that? Louis Riddick seen him make a few changes into a team that's been polishing for years, and Riddick just said, "Get it? 49ers ain't winning the NFC West this year. I'm sticking to it. It's going to be the Seahawks." Okay. And then
no, I think San Francisco's going to win it. I think the Niners. Seahawks come in second, but San Francisco will still own it.
Yeah. There's a compelling argument.
Only way to see. Yeah, no, Seahawks there's no way. Seahawks could win nothing. They can't win.
Yeah, and the rookies.
I say second place.
The rookies Rick's talking about, we don't know what they bring to the table yet. So I don't know how he comes
we don't know.
To that conclusion so quickly.
I don't know. Must see the magic ball. Ooh, the magic ball, Seattle.
He hopes.
No. I think San Francisco's going to run the table.
He doesn't like
the 49ers. He's going to shoot the division again, I think.
Well, most likely. He just hopes the 49ers don't win. He just doesn't know if they can. But he knows they can.
He's jealous.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's jealous.
Yeah,
he's jealous how our team looks compared to his team.
Hey, Louis I wonder, is he a hardcore Hawks fan or who's his favorite team?
One way to find out, Google his name and find out. You'll find a way. You can find a way. There's ways to find out.
He tries to remain impartial, you're right. Because a lot of those analysts, the guy who said that we were going to go 3 wins that season, he's a Bears fan over at NFL Network. Shady McCoy is hardcore Eagles fan.
Now, one guy I feel sorry for who got fired, one of my old high school quarterbacks,
Steve Young.
When I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Hey, San Francisco, if this quarterback coach don't work out, bring Steve Young in. Let's bring Steve in.
You know,
I think Steve would be good for the system.
I do too, but I just wonder, Steve's commitment. Does he feel like doing that? Because Jerry Rice would be great for the wide receivers too, right? But those guys, they just don't feel like working like that.
Yeah, but imagine having Steve as a quarterback coach.
Oh,
imagine.
I always imagine having Rice as a wide receiver coach to inspire those guys. I'd be embarrassed not to have a great day every day with Jerry Rice.
Oh, I'll be happy just to see those old timers again. I'd be celebrating like, oh yeah.
Legendary.
I talked to his mother, and I told Steve Young's mother, I'm sorry about, your son getting let go. And she's like, it's a job. What can you do, It's like any other job you get, And they weren't doing that good, ESPN.
He'll be with another network probably soon. Because, Steve Young knew what he was talking about. He's already with the NFL network?
He could.
I thought, yeah.
Steve Young.
Yeah. Good morning, America. Good morning. Good morning, football. He'd be great in there.
Good morning, football. Oh yeah, maybe San Francisco would give him a job somewhere. Like
Well, they on a larger scale. You want an entire network, national.
Yeah, like the NFL network.
Yeah, but because Young brings a lot to the table as far as expertise, as far as football goes, and I love his style. So he won't take.
Yeah, no. When I saw his name, I said to myself, "Boy, ESPN, you made a big mistake."
Hey, do you watch basketball?
Yeah, I watched a lot of I watched NBA, college basketball.
Van Gundy was cut.
Yep.
How you gonna do?
Yeah, another old time.
How are you gonna get no Van Gundy?
Maybe another. If he takes a year off and get a coaching job a year later. He's a good coach.
Oh yeah, maybe he might do
a year later he can get a coaching job.
I enjoyed Van Gundy.
I love him.
He was hilarious.
Just to watch him. To talk. Oh yeah, when he talked. Oh yeah, he was great. A lot of the announcers they got. He was a female woman that did football. She did good too.
Let her go too.
Blonde one. Yeah, they let her go too.
So what's going on?
The one that did the NFL draft and all that stuff. Yep.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on with ESPN.
I hope Mel Kiper's not next on the list. If Mel Kiper's done, we're really going to be thinking.
Yeah. Mel.
That's what I'm worried about.
The thing is, I don't know how Mel may not be as important as some of the other guys, but Mel sort of become a stall. I mean, he's part of the fabric now of ESPN now. Mel goes so far back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he'll be there.
Yeah, but I think the Niners will do great. And I think the quarterbacks, like you said, Purdy, like you said, I think he'll be ready. I think we'll see. Well, we'll know when preseason starts. If you see Purdy ready, it looks good. Go ahead.
Yeah, he earned it. You can't take it.
He earned it. Purdy earned it. Let Purdy start it off, and if he plays hot, let the hot train roll. And if he starts getting cold, then you look at who's next in line. Well, let's play Purdy. Let's start off Purdy, and then if Purdy plays good, keep the train rolling. I think he's going to do good, Purdy. With the offense they got here, the defense they got there, forget about it.
True.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, Purdy's lucky he's got a good 49er offense. If he was with some other team, it might be different. You got to think of it.
Yeah.
Each offense is different. You got to look at it. So those quarterbacks are blessed to have a good offense team like the Niners.
And Kyle Shanahan being one of the best play callers in the game.
Yeah, I like it.
So that helps.
Got a good coach. Got a good defensive coach. Who could be a future head coach somewhere else someday.
Probably will be. All of them are.
Will be. Another draft pick for us. And then we'll find somebody else to take home.
Yeah, we're going to run out of somebody else's. You know what? If Wilkes gets hired up really quickly, I don't know where they're going to go next. You know what, though? If you want a head job as a coach, you should come. Dan Quinn should come on over and join, since Kyle loves the 3-4 or 4-3. 4-3. Come on over and join Kyle, Dan, and then move up the ladder, and you'll be running your own team in a couple of years.
So imagine Dan Quinn comes up. He's another good coach.
Yeah. And this is his
He's
system.
good. I like him. Yeah. Maybe, And with Kirk Cousins, let Kirk Cousins go to. I don't want Kirk Cousins. You bring, maybe the younger age of Kirk Cousins would have been different, but he's getting older. I know he doesn't get hurt.
36.
But I don't know. Let's keep the quarterbacks we got for now.
Yeah.
Let's see how these guys play out, and there you go.
Yeah.
You don't want to change it fast. That's one way you don't want to do. Is change it too fast.
Well, see, the thing is, Kirk Cousins is not a change. Kyle raised him, so he would come in and hit the ground running.
But if you picked up Kirk Cousins, who are you going to say goodbye to? Yeah, you can say goodbye to Trey Lance. That's a wasted first-round draft pick.
Yeah, I know.
That was goodbye.
I mean, the thing is, the argument made for Kirk Cousins, actually, there's a lot of pluses. I don't want him. But I mean, if there's an argument,
if they get him, I'm not going to hate it. Hey, if they get him, the next Michigan State quarterback. So I've seen him play in college. So if they get him, God bless, good luck, and hope he does good with us. I mean I'm not going to hate it if they get
4,000 yards every year. Yeah, I mean, what's going to stop him getting 4,000 yards with Shanahan?
I'm not going to hate him at all. I don't care what anybody says. I'll still, support him, and if he comes over, I'll be happy no matter what.
So, Mike, that means you support Michael Florio and you agree with the things he says?
I mean, like I said, if we bring Cousin in,
you're okay.
And like you said, Shanahan raised them, got them drafted from Michigan State. So, I mean, Shanahan must know something we don't know.
Well,
maybe he sees something that we don't know. Maybe he'll say, that's our guy to win our trophy.
We'll find out next year.
Hopefully win the trophy this year. Hopefully win the trophy this year, but not. Of course. Cousins could be the one that wins us the trophy with the players we got around him.
We'll see. All right, fam. We got to go. Yeah. And I tell you what, Michael, see you later on in the week, probably around Tuesday, hopefully.
You too, man. You have a good birthday, you and your family.
Thanks, Mike.
Everybody in that 49er, wish you a happy birthday in the chat, man.
Thank you, fam. All right.
Have a good night, brother.
You too. Night, Michael. Here's Levi. Wait, just see the time. Levi. Shit. Levi.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo? What's going on?
Levi, the 49ers, as we get into July, it's time to get excited. It's almost time to get into camp. Pretty soon, we'll be looking at a preseason game, 3 weeks or so away. Uh-oh, it's time. Workouts, 18th, the rookies report to camp. A week later, here come the dudes. So, coming up. But Levi, we were talking about things like Louis Riddick said, forget it, 49ers. Hawks are going to win that division this year. And then Mike Florio says, yes, the 49ers will battle for the services of Kirk Cousins in 2024. And Kyle Shanahan, no matter what anybody says, the numbers say he is the best game caller in football. Do you offer any arguments?
Normally, Kyle Shanahan is defender, so of course I'm not going to argue.
Yeah.
Any praise with Kyle Shanahan,
yeah.
I think he's definitely one of the best play callers, but hey, you gotta play the good. Hopefully, you won't have something to throw a wrench in his plan.
Oh, as has always been the case. Levi,
some of the fans say
that sound is getting into your microphone. What do you get?
All right. It sounds better.
That's better.
Well, I know we always say these 49ers fans, they'll blame Kyle Shanahan for everything that goes wrong. Well, he was coach, so it was his fault.
Yeah, I've listened to that. I don't argue with people about that, but I don't necessarily agree the coach can determine every little thing that goes on the field. He can prepare them. But
yeah. And man, they want to blame him for every little mistake. Oh man, person got hurt. It's Kyle Shanahan's fault. You couldn't call that play.
Yeah.
I wonder if that happened with other fan bases when the quarterback get hurt. That man, coach shouldn't call that play. Get rid of him.
You
put his player in a bad position.
There are some situations.
He should not have no confidence that guy could do the job.
Yeah. The bottom line is the players got to execute. You could teach them all day and give them instructions and prepare them. They got to get out there and get it done, though. They got to do it. So otherwise, you got to get rid of the player.
Man. Does anybody believe in Trey Lance? I heard maybe one person that seems to be hopeful. I sometimes hear some people talking nonsense about Trey Lance, but
yeah, You're right, though. People who believe in Trey Lance are not going to get off of that. I've always said and gotten in so much trouble, I said, guys, I just want to see what he looks like. I ain't saying one thing one way or the other. I just want to know what he looks like. Because we've only had a tiny sample. We've seen a few passes, but we've seen a few passes that weren't that good. But he hasn't been out there long enough to polish. So that's why I said I don't know what to expect from him. I still don't.
But it basically tells me that you don't have much confidence. And you know how I know you don't have a lot of confidence in Trey Lance, Ronbo?
How come?
Okay. I'm going to use Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy, two quarterbacks that you have confidence in.
Yeah.
When you're talking about Kyle Shanahan,
yeah. Go ahead.
Let me finish my point, Ronbo. And it's going to all come together. You say, oh, man, that does make sense.
Okay.
When it comes to those two quarterbacks, what do you always tell Kyle Shanahan he needs to do with those quarterbacks? Let them have some power. Let them make plays. Let them think.
Off schedule should not be against the rules. Exactly.
But with Trey Lance, I remember you telling me, no, Kyle Shanahan, you shouldn't give him that much power. You need to put the Madden controller on him and then give him the plays that's going to put him in a safe position.
Yes.
So which basically tells me
I did say that
you don't trust Trey Lance.
Because Levi, he's 22. What is he, 22? He had 1 year of college football, and all of a sudden he's in the NFL. I said, oh, my God. Okay, so go slow. All right, don't put him in position to get killed. Bam! Kyle, you put him in a position to get killed. Oh, no. And Brian, I said, he didn't make that decision, but Kyle blamed him. That wasn't the play. What?
Well, Kyle said that all
he was
Kyle
supposed to hand the ball off to Debo.
He had other – no, they said that there was options on that play.
It was supposed to be Debo.
It was an option play, wasn't it?
Yes. Debo was confused, according to what Kyle said.
So basically, it's like saying that, he had options in the play, and he chose the option to run the ball. So, which basically means that Kyle Shanahan needs to, just be smarter with him because you can't trust him.
Well, he doesn't know.
You can't trust him to make the right read. You can't trust him to make the right play.
That's what I'm talking about, Levi. He thought he made the right move. Whereas Kyle, if he's not ready yet, and if he's making decisions like that, apparently he needs a little longer to work out in practice. No. Either hand the ball off or throw it. Don't run that option too hardcore like that. Not yet. So
my whole thing was, you got to run the plays that you think is going to work to win the game. It's not like we're a team that was rebuilding and we can, slowly build them up. We got to put them in position to win, meaning that you got to call plays that's going to best use the thing. At the point, Trey Lance's best feature was his running ability.
That he can do, right? But the thing is, okay, but you can't run in between the tackles then. Put him on some zone, some stretch or something. Don't just have him run up between them. No power right, left. God, no. I would have never done that. If I was sitting in the room with Kyle Shanahan and we was making that play, we're making the play plan for the week. I'm gonna run play a few power right, a couple times. What? Coach. I don't want to step out of bounds, but listen, no, let's not. I'd have said it. I mean,
might have been like, that's stepping out of bounds.
I know, but still, I mean, I know he's in charge, but I don't think so.
Well, I mean, you said, well, what play do you think would be better for him then, Ronbo?
I think let's keep him play action. At least he'll have an option then, a little clearer option whether he wants to read. I don't know if we should be doing the option. On certain cases, if we set it up, we can maybe run that option. But let's get him in play action and bootleg him as much as possible. He gets out of that pocket and out of there as well as anybody in the NFL. Let's get him a good look of the field and get some eyes. There's so many things I would have done different. He's Kyle Shanahan, no. Who am I to question what he does? But that was just scary.
Yeah. Well, the NFL is a scary place, Ronbo. How many players always get injured on plays? I guess, our quarterbacks used to get probably get hurt a lot more frequently than other quarterbacks. So I guess that is a major concern.
Mm-hmm. That's Lamar Jackson. Boy, they beat Lamar. Lamar can only get hurt like that a couple more times when he loses some of that all-star speed he is.
Well, we ain't worried about. Fortunately, we ain't got to worry about Lamar.
Yeah. A lot of people wanted him, though. A few weeks ago, remember everybody's talking about Lamar Jackson's available. Get him! For what? You know how much it's going to cost?
I don't know. I don't think I would want Lamar.
I don't know if he's with Kyle Shanahan's. I don't know if he can do Kyle Shanahan's offense, actually. He'd have to change it for Lamar, and I wonder if he's willing to do that. But Levi, always good to talk to you. Levi, man, now that we're back, let's see you again. I'll be back middle week, all right?
All right, then. I'll be keeping an eye out for you.
All right. Hopefully you.
All right, Ronbo, and happy belated birthday. Extremely happy belated birthday. And congratulations on another year and however many days of survival.
Exactly. I like it when that's fun.
All right,
Levi.
Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend. All right, there he goes. Bye. Levi. Brian, the law. Brian? Brian. We should come back to Brian. Oh, I'm not watching it. Wait. Big Show says, Brian Greasy sure did leave ESPN at the right time. God, he did, didn't he? And just Sean, what's up, Sean? Thanks for that birthday there, Sean. Good to hear from you. Bobo! Thanks, Bobo. And thanks, Bobo. Appreciate that. Guys, think that. I didn't see these earlier. Just Sean. What's up again? The Ravens, the championship, 3rd and 1, bad call, NFC championship game. He didn't challenge the 4th down and let the play clock run down 5 times. No timeout was called. Time for a new coach. You know, what I've said many times, too, Kyle Shanahan's still learning how to be a head coach. So, Marvisons, it's up, Mark. Thanks, fam. I've said this a lot of times. Kyle is still learning as a head coach. He's always had somebody else has always taught him, ran the show. He was only the DC, right? Or OC. So that's why I would say, you got to wait a minute for Kyle on that. So he'll get there. He's a sharp guy. Because I do want him as a play caller. If he goes to somewhere else as a play caller, that team's going to win, and I just know it. That's the thing that worries me. Hey, Steven.
What's up, Ronbo?
Steven, man, we're sitting there looking at some of the things that went on last week. I was pretty much covering last week. I got
some news.
Okay.
From one of my boys who works in close proximity to all the players and coaches with the 49ers. He's the one I've told you guys about in the past. I'll put it like this, Ronbo. We got to pay a lot of players next year. We already know who. The elephant in the room is that we're probably not going to have a lot of money to, go around to pay some of these players, and some of them have to walk. And I was asking him, I was like, hey, what do you think is going to happen to George? He goes, if the 49ers do not win the Super Bowl this year,
yeah,
George is leaving.
Wait, who's leaving?
It's our George.
Oh, Kittle. You know,
Yep.
I could see them make, but what would that be for? I could see George possibly being involved in a trade because the 49ers could get a lot for him. But it depends
Well,
on how the
rumor
tight ends
is
work out this year.
the rumor in the locker room is not so much George getting traded, but if they want, let's be honest, if we were to talk about a more valuable player on that team between Debo, I call him Debo. That's exactly what he is. He's a little bit of a diva.
He's becoming that way.
And George Kittle.
Yeah.
I gotta put George above Debo, simply because George is just a phenomenon player.
Yeah.
He's been tackled in some of the craziest ways that would have killed a lot of people's careers.
And he gets up, limps off, and says, "I'll be back." Yeah.
Yep. So if the rumor is that in order to save cap space, they might trade Debo for someone and some draft picks just to clear the room a bit. Because BA needs the money.
It's easy to believe, too. Something has got to give. We cannot become the Rams. We have to do something to make sure that team stays sturdy and tough. And in order to do that, you may have to make a sacrifice here or there.
Yeah, so it's either George goes and we cut our losses and unfortunately say, goodbye to a very powerful tight end, or we get rid of Debo, who, for lack of a better word, I gotta say, wide receiver one. Oh, that's another thing I was told, was that there is BA who is eyeing wide receiver one over Debo.
And he'll get that easy as far as wide receiver. Debo has a different name
we're
for
talking
what he does.
This current season that's coming up, that he might take, first reps over Debo. And I say that because he's training very much like Jerry Rice. He's taking it, real heavy-handed.
Aiyuk?
Him and Demo, believe it or not, Lenore are constantly going at it. Even after 1v1s and OTAs, they're constantly mouthing off to each other, want to do one-on-ones, even after it's all said and done. So Demo's looking really sharp, and rightfully so, because Brandon
Aiyuk's making him
in
better.
my opinion, I think I think Brandon Aiyuk is probably our best wide receiver out there.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
I feel like, he can do everything. He can do everything Debo can't do. Granted, I don't expect Brandon Aiyuk to run through a wall like Debo does, but Debo is a very linear, wide receiver. He's not a very good route runner. He's great for smashing through. He's great for being, a running back, but that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
We have McCaffrey, we have Elijah Mitchell, we have Jordan Mason, we have Ty Davis-Price. How many running backs do we need? Not a lot.
Yeah.
We don't need any more.
We got a lot.
So that's why that rumor of Debo possibly getting traded is circulating, because it's like, we have all the shoes filled.
Steven,
we kind of don't need you in that position.
Look at that for a second, okay? Well, now, what are you going to get for Debo? What do you think he'll fetch?
Honestly, I got to say probably one player and a first round. Maybe.
A player and a first-round pick?
Yeah, maybe.
A first-rounder,
depending on what team and how desperate.
A first-rounder and maybe a couple of twos. Debo, what he does, he probably does better than anybody in the league. So that's definitely a first-round pick. I need a second-round pick, too.
I would say, if anything, if the right team has the right amount of draft equity, I could see a player and then maybe 2 and 3.
I already know where
Probably
he's going.
not first, but 2 and 3 for sure.
I already know where he's going. If Debo gets traded,
where do you think?
Miami or the Jets, immediately.
Ooh. Oh, man. I see him more in Miami, to be honest. Miami seems like it's more of a style. Him and Mike McDaniel. Not Mike McDaniel. Yeah, Mike McDaniel.
But do you know how much Aaron Rodgers, he would even let his boy Cobb go, because Debo could do what Cobb does and keep going. Randall can only make them great catches across. He's a great slot guy. You put Debo in the slot and come him going through there like that freight train that he is, and he makes a catch. That's another 20 yards tacked on, or like Debo does, takes it all the way to the house. So, whatever is going to have to pay a lot for Debo. They'll hang him out
I got something else. I got quite a few things I got less to say.
Okay, good, because we're down to our last 20 seconds.
Ooh, okay. So I was asking him, I was like, hey, what about Trey? He's like, Trey is probably the biggest person in that entire offense room, meaning like physique-wise. So he's huge. He came back. He's a lot bigger than he was last season and the season before. On top of that, I asked him, I said, hey, what do you think about Spence? And he goes, oh, big play Spence. He's like, he's gotten a lot better. He's bigger, he's faster, he's stronger, he's a lot more sturdier than what he was last season. So he goes, there's going to be a lot of promise in Spencer Burford.
Oh, yeah, no, I heard about him. All right. Steven, good stuff. I love being enlightened. All right, we love being enlightened. All right. I'll tell you what, I'll see you midweek, okay?
All right, I'll see you midweek, Ronbo. I got some more news coming from 4th of July, so don't worry.
Keep it coming. All right, thanks,
scoop.
Steven. Can't wait. All right.
Have a good night.
You too. Hey, give my best to Rome, too. All right. Hey, Brian.
49ers, Riddick go. And I'm going to keep on rocking them till I'm dead and cold.
You added something
Still
to that.
repping the 49ers all the way in the deep south because the law says, know your role and shut your mouth. What's up, Ronbo?
Brian, I was finishing up the week of June, and little interesting things coming in. And you know what, this thing with Debo is kind of interesting because I can imagine the 49ers thinking, we got to do some things here going into next season, even if they do win the Super Bowl, because then you don't have to feel obligated. If Debo leaves with a ring, if George is hung out there, he got a ring, everybody got a ring. Letting people go and get paid the big payday. They'll probably be excited about that, I mean, if I was between you and me, I want to be a 49er for life, of course, if I'm a 49er, but you still, I could see them doing something at the next season. But right now, Mike Florio says that Kirk Cousins is going to be a piece being dangled next year since his contract is going to finally come to an end. And it's going to be Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan battling over getting him on either one of their teams. And then, of course, Louis Riddick has now decided the 49ers have done all they're going to do as far as owning the NFC West, as the Hawks are going to fly in, pardon the pun, and swoop in and take the title of NFC West champion. And Kyle Shanahan, and I don't know if you've ever offered an argument on it, but Kyle Shanahan is considered the best play caller there is. What do you say to that?
I would basically say Shanahan, I think he's a top 5. I ain't going to say he's the best. Because I think when you look at it, that Super Bowl, when we was in the Super Bowl and the tables were starting to turn, I think it was Kyle Shanahan probably should have went deep in the playbook to get us over, to get us over the hump. But currently, I say he's top 5.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say he's the best.
And that's the thing, because there's not that many. But to put him in the top 5, it's about where you'd put him in the top 5, like you're saying.
Yeah. I give him top, maybe top 3, at best, top 3, top 5. Lowest tier. Whatever.
Because there's Andy Reid. You believe in Mike McDaniel being involved is no surprise. But Mike McDaniel, there's Andy Reid, Mike McDaniel. What's his name over with the Raiders as well? McDaniels is involved in the top 5. I was kind of surprised by that with the Raiders.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. Amongst that group, I don't know who I kind of think maybe Kyle, Andy Reid. I kind of agree with that order myself. Who would you put there between those top 5? Since we're going 5.
Let's see.
Kyle Shanahan,
I would say
Andy Reid, Josh McDaniels, Sean Payton, Mike McDaniel, Sean McVay comes in at number 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. Let's see. Yeah, I guess probably in that order. Probably what you just said. Well, probably what you just said.
Yeah.
But I would say right now, Andy Reid, he's probably the top. dog. I would say he's the top guy right now.
But does Mahomes make him look like that, or is it Reed? Because honestly, Eric Bieniemy has been. We're going to find out. Oh, this year we're going to find out without Bieniemy if it was it Andy the whole time or was it Bieniemy?
Yeah, we'll definitely we will definitely find that out.
Because Andy Reid didn't start winning like this. Andy Reid came to Kansas City. He wasn't winning all as much as in Philly or any place like he is in Kansas City. And he didn't start doing that until after Patrick showed up. So it's like Brady and Belichick. You got to wonder, now wait a minute, who is it that's winning here? So, and it's always about talent too. A coach can only do with what he's got to work with. So. But anyway,
I think it's the fact that Patrick Mahomes how he's performed in the offense, and Andy Reid putting him in situations that make him be successful. I think the two go hand in hand.
Yeah,
and that's why they're at the top echelon right now.
Yeah,
as far as offensive play calling.
Yeah, and Andy Reid's always allowed a certain amount of freedom with his quarterbacks to let them do what they feel is necessary to get it done. So, but see, that's the thing about Kyle Shanahan. His complexity, and far as what he designs, he explains to those guys pretty well thoroughly as to why this is going to take place and what's going to take place after that, this, and this. They all believe in him, but you never hear a quarterback say great things about Kyle. Jimmy never said a word about Kyle. And
right.
But the players do. Especially George Kittle
and
Debo.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how Brandon Aiyuk feels, but yeah.
And now I'll tell you one thing, Ronbo, that's for sure. Seattle is not winning Seattle will not win the division. They're gonna make us work, but they're not gonna win. They'll be competitive, but they're not gonna win it.
Yeah, they made some changes.
The reason why
the draft picks.
Go ahead. The reason why Seattle was successful against the Niners in the early part of in the 2000s is because they were able to run the ball down our throats with Marshawn Lynch. Well, that's not the case right now. I don't know if they still got some complimentary running backs or whatever.
They got a good running back, but still their defense was still.
But the boom,
rough.
but really the boom. The boom has left the Legion. So the boom has definitely left the Legion. So they'll be competitive,
Yeah.
But I'm not. And then what's the quarterback's name for Seattle?
Geno.
Geno. I mean, Geno's all right, but he's no Patrick Mahomes.
No.
Yeah, he was a comeback player of the year and all that. But again, like I said, he's not no Patrick Mahomes.
Did they give Geno comeback player of the year?
I think they did.
Yeah, I didn't pay that much attention.
I think he was.
He was in the running. We'd have to be in the running. Brian, we got to go. That was that seems. Anyway, Brian, I'll see you middle of the week. All right.
All right, Ronbo. Shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful, and shout out to production. Oh, and one more thing. For you Dallas Cowboy fans, from now on, you all will have to get permission to go to the playoffs. You have to come through us. And with that, Ronbo.
And they know it. Yes. I think he was going to say the law is out. All right, fam.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, fam. See you midweek. All right. All right. And Shell says, Kill will go to Tennessee. Oh. Whoa. Kill will go to Tennessee where his home is. And Rod, I bet you're right. Because I didn't know where Kittle would end up. He'd lobby for that himself. And he'd be with a good quarterback, too. That team is pretty good now, too. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony.
Hang on a sec, brother. Let me get to another area. Otherwise, all you're going to hear is poker machines rolling around.
All right. Thanks, Tony. A lot of guys are driving steamrollers and everything else, and they're on the phone sometimes. It's fun. It's authentic. I'm still waiting for some guy flying a plane to roll the window down and let me hear that, as he's getting sucked out. Hey, man, Tony, we're talking about your favorite subject tonight. As I mentioned, other than Louis Riddick claiming that the 49ers are not going to win the NFC West, look out for the Seahawks. And also Kirk Cousins is on his way to San Francisco next year, as that will be a battle between Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. They're going to be fighting over him like he's the hottest chick on the campus. And then there's Kyle Shanahan. Tony, your guy is still, to this hour, still considered the best play caller in the game. Tony, you need one of those things. Jump right on there.
Well, what if I said to you, Ronbo, that he not only could be the best play caller in the game, but he could be one of the best coaches in the league? Would that shock you?
Yeah, because you're not, like we've kept those separated tonight. Okay, but go ahead.
Well,
I want to see where you're going with this.
Let's dissect that, all right? Mm-hmm. Super Bowl, all right? Stop running Deebo Samuels. As you know from Twitter, the game against the Rams, stop running Deebo Samuels with 12 minutes to go. The other thing is, how do we get hammered in games that we should win, a.k.a. Super Bowls, is by Patrick Mahomes throwing a long ball to Tyreek Hill or to someone out there towards the end of the game, and they shut us down. Mm-hmm. Now, trivia question. Who was the last quarterback for the 49ers that was allowed to call an audible?
Alex Smith.
There you go. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So quarterbacks come to the 49ers to get their careers ruined because Kyle will not let them call an audible. All right? Now, all Kyle has to do, I agree, he's one of the best play callers of the game. All he has to do is say, look, boys, this is what I'm calling, all right? And if instead of the first read, if Aiyuk's downfield, Ronbo, all right, and the first read is Deebo Samuels, and you've got to squeeze it in between two defenders to Deebo just to appease Kyle's call, but you can clearly see in that split second that Aiyuk is waving his hands around down the sideline.
Or even Kittle.
You throw the ball to Aiyuk or even Kittle. All right? We've seen that a number of times.
And we've seen it a lot with Brock Purdy toward the end of the season. Only to hear Shanahan say
what happened?
It was the wrong read. Jawan Jennings was wide open. There it is. There it is.
Okay. Not only that, he said to Purdy, he said, should have checked it down. But he scored a TD from that play. Hang on a second, buddy. All right? He is that far away from being the greatest coach and the greatest play caller to just say to the quarterback, listen, and this is where Trey comes into it, right? This is what I'm calling. If it's completely impossible and we look at it on tape and you say, see, coach, it was impossible. I went for the right read. Mm-hmm. I'm going to back you all the way. Mm-hmm. All right? Mm-hmm. And if we need a ball delivered ASAP, like a rocket, down the sideline, Trey's got the arm to do it. Mm-hmm. He's got the arm to do it. And believe you me, Ronbo, as much as, you know my sentiments when it comes to Kyle, but they're the simplistic things that stop him from becoming that great coach and the best play caller in the game. He can become as good, dare I say it, before I get shot down,
I know what you're gonna
as
say,
Bill
too.
Walsh.
Yeah.
But the things that are restricting this guy is his mandates, and he's so he's just a narcissist, mate.
His trust
Just
issues.
take
because,
one step back. That's all you have to do.
and that's an excellent point, Tony. Kyle does truly believe that nobody's on his level mentally as far as the game goes. I really think he thinks that way. I can't believe anybody does, but I think he does.
And the way my vision of us winning a Super Bowl, Ronbo, is the secondary is going to come up with a pick six. It's not going to be Kyle.
That happens a lot.
It's going to be late in the game, and Wilkes' team is going to come up with some beautiful bloody interception, pick six, bang, going for the TD, and it's game over, and we shut it down.
And
whereas
Wilkes will be fired in that season
immediately.
Hey, Kyle, come on, man! You went too far. We know what you did. Why'd you fire him? No, he got an offer to go to another club. I didn't fire him. Why would I do that? Because he stole your glory. That would be outrageous.
Did we get an interception late in the game in the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl?
No, we did not. In fact, we got picked, right? No, we didn't get picked. We got
we got.
we got one. What's his name? Emmanuel.
We got one turnover.
Yeah, Mosley got one.
Yeah.
Hey,
what did we do
had
with
two picks on him. Mosley got one.
What did we do with it?
We didn't go anywhere. I think we scored.
Exactly.
Once.
You know what I mean?
I got to go back and look at that game sometimes, but I'm still bitter about it.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure, all right, after Kansas City scored, we got a turnover somewhere there towards the last 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And as I said to you, Ronbo, look, the guy's flaws are so minuscule that if he would just stand there and look in the mirror and look at himself and say, look, man, you know what? I've got to kick back and just let these guys play. And sometimes I say to myself, okay, this guy wants to win a Super Bowl his way. And then I think to myself, maybe if he does win a Super Bowl his way, maybe for the next one, he'll take a step back and say, all right, I've already won one. Now I can relax. Or maybe it is to appease his dad. And I know his dad's still involved in his decision-making and play calling and shit like that. Yeah. But he's got to cut the umbilical cord, mate.
Yeah.
He's got to sever that umbilical cord.
And please do it now, Kyle, because there's just too many good players on this team to let him down with having trust issues. Let it go.
And then I think to myself, if you gave this team that is so stacked to Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, they would have won 3 or 4 Super Bowls by now.
That's going to be the team to watch. They got a mini dynasty going one more time, and we have to call it that. Tony, we got to go, though. I'll be back midweek, and this week I'm serious.
Ronbo.
Right.
Ronbo.
Yeah.
You know, people use your show as therapy, something like I do. It's the only time I get to smile during the week. And this guy's got the gall to stay away for that long. Someone's going to slap you one of these days out on the street.
with a ski mask on to pull down past my chin. I know Big Show for a fact needs this. He's got to have it so he can tell people how he feels about everything wrong. All right, Tony. Appreciate you, fam. I will not let you down. We'll be back midweek. All right.
All right, mate. Shout out to the squad and see you in the next chapter.
Looking forward to it. All right, Tony. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Hey, since day one, God, everybody's showing up tonight. This is great. Since day one.
Oh, well. Here we go.
Since day one.
Ronbo, what were we talking about? Embellic oh, my bad. Sorry. How you doing, though?
Great. How about you? Yeah, no, he was talking about umbilical cord.
Umbilical? No, Ronbo.
Listen.
Look, mate. You need to remember where we were 7-8 years ago, mate.
Well, now see, a lot of people.
No, Ronbo.
Yes.
Ronbo.
Yeah.
It's my monologue. Come on, Ronbo. I only got a couple of minutes. Come on.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Can you remember where we were 7, 8 years ago, mate, in the mud, mate? And when he came, he was Christ. And now all of a sudden we're going to throw him under the bag? We're going to throw him under the bus for what, a bad year or two? We had 3 NFC championship appearances, no? 2?
No, we've got 3.
Something like that. But we've been in the playoffs, and we're always in the power rankings, top 5 in the NFC, mandatory.
True.
Our squad has been built up so great right now. It's looking so good right now, Ronbo. And what I'm most excited for, is our offensive line. We're getting a stronger Aaron Banks and a stronger Burford and a stronger Williams. I don't think he's going to be stronger, but he's not going to decline. He's not declining yet.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't get hurt.
So
he gets hurt every year. As long as it doesn't cost us any games.
It's not hurt. It's what is it called?
Well, a slight
Another
injury.
term for it. What is it called? It's load management. Sorry about that. I don't mean that.
Well, no, he hurt his ankle.
Of course, he's not going to start 16 games. For sure, he's not going to start 16 games.
No, he won't start 16 games. And maybe he doesn't need to.
Yeah, he doesn't need to at all.
Yeah.
He doesn't. And then, but Kyle right now, he's sitting lovely right now. And then Brock, I think I'm predicting a 6-0 start. And then either that's Sam Darnold starting for the first week. Trey's not going to start. That's not going to happen. They can say whatever they want, make any kind of stories they want. It's not going to happen. Darnold's going to start if needed for 1 or 2 games, but Brock's already on track.
Yeah. Hey, second, you know what? Listen, let me ask you this, though. If for whatever reason the Brock does not start day 1 and Sam does start, what do you think the 49ers are going to feed the public as far as the story as to why? Because, a lot of people are really wanting to see Trey Lance. What would you say to the public?
Injury. They're gonna say that he tweaked something. They're not gonna throw him under the bus, Ronbo. They can't do that.
Come on. God, that's right.
I'd be surprised.
That's the way you do that. And first of all, it doesn't
That's
embarrass the quarterback. At the same time, since he's hurt, it's nothing serious. Don't make it sound like it's serious, because Trey can make it serious.
It's bruised.
Yeah.
It's bruised. It's soreness. Like I said. So that goes back to the same thing with Trent Williams. He could play if he needed to. You see him out there dragging his leg in Lambeau Field on the frozen tundra.
I was mad,
supposed to be hurt,
and he was limping. And that's why we lost the next week. There was no protection on either left or right side. Well, Kwasky could have made that INT, sure.
Tart's on line 1.
I know. I feel bad for him, so that's why I never mentioned his name. Kwasky! That was game!
It wouldn't change it, but it's momentum, and then it's energy, you're projecting and everything.
And they might have scored. There's no telling. Kwasky can run like hell. There's no telling how far he would have brought that ball back upfield.
And it was wide open, right? It was wide open and at the 40 or 50-yard line. It wasn't even like if it was in the red zone over there. I think, I get what you're saying. Horrible, man. But I'm really optimistic about this coaching. I think they're just right now. I think they're sitting. They're just playing patient. As far as all of our players and our key players, Fred Warner's going to be a little bit taller, a little bit stronger. Greg Greenlaw's going to be a little bit meaner. He's going to be a little bit meaner. Jay Greenlaw, you see how he bangs his helmet after every play? Come on. And then he's going to be smarter.
Yeah.
So
experience is everything.
He's not going into this year coming off an injury like he did last year, so we had to wait. So I think we're going to hit the ground running full steam.
Right. Dre did get hurt last year.
Talanoa, another belt, another year on his belt, and he's going to be. I think he's going to be more not so jumpy.
Well, he's learning more. He's got a guy that knows about secondary even more so. Steve Wilkes definitely schooled him.
And then we brought in that new safety to replace Gibson, I believe, or if not, going to be under him for a year. But Gibson, he's very underrated. He's a ball hawk. This is a fun fact. He has, I think, one of the most active interceptions. He has, I think, 40 or 50.
We haven't had that guy. I had anybody get that many INTs.
Those tarp balls, the tarp that he dropped, you don't drop those He never dropped, and those are the ones they're so simple. But
Look at the guy you talk about too, Jair. Same kind of stuff.
yeah, that's right, exactly. I was watching because I'm watching these guys, and he's not so much of a hitter or much of a ball hawk, but he just catches everything. He has sticky hands, and that's what we need because we're going to apply the pressure. Our front seven set, we need someone back there that's going to have good judgment, good jumps, and just going to catch all the balls. Exactly. All right, Ronbo, appreciate you. I'm going to let you go. That way we can maybe squeeze somebody else in. I've been on hold for a while. But before we go, hold on.
Look at this
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Happy Nana! It was an honor. It was an honor. I appreciate your time. If you need to take a few more days off, take your time, Ronbo. You know,
No, second one. I didn't want to take them days off. I missed you too. I'll be back midweek. All right. Appreciate that, fam. That was awesome.
Yes,
all right.
Good night.
Good night. that was funny. hey, Tony, get in Atlanta, Tony.
Ronbo, what it is.
Tony. Man, you know, Tony, we're rolling up on the season before you know it, you know? See, we complain and wallow in the oh, man, one more day. We got another 3 weeks to go, another month. Here, look at this. July is here, and we are rolling.
Yeah, we've been going through withdrawal for quite a while.
Football season is really rough because it seems like baseball and basketball season seems like it lasts forever. But you know what it is, Tony? They don't really, but they get so many more games than we do.
Yeah, that's true.
And so,
and Ronbo, happy birthday to you, sir. I didn't
Thanks,
realize
Tony.
it was your birthday.
Thanks.
Congrats
July
and happy
1st.
birthday to you.
Thank you so much.
Oh.
Well, Tony, we're talking about the some of the things that are going on. Louis Riddick is still mad with the 49ers and said the Hawks will win the division. After we talked about this the other day. Louis, they've got a couple of draft picks you know nothing about. I am Draymond. Okay, but you come on, man. You got them. All of a sudden, they're gonna be all that because you know you look at a team that's already built. You know, I can't imagine a team was trying to put things together, just coming in and just beating them up. So Lewis is just talking at the side of his neck now. And
yeah,
also,
I used to like that guy too, but he started to act like all the rest of mainstream media, so I just put him in the category with them.
And you notice when you watch Lewis on NFL Network and every other place else he shows up, Lewis thinks he's so damn cool. Wait, what network does he work for? That's not it.
What's that?
Oh, he works at ESPN. Lewis is at ESPN, right?
ESPN.
Every now and then, him and Stephen A. get into it about wardrobe. Yeah, that's right. It's ESPN. So I say, you know, Lewis, you really believe you cool, don't you? Because he says some things sometimes you wonder. Not only about the 49ers, but other teams too. Lewis thinks, yeah, I'm gonna take a different road than everybody else, so I can establish myself. I'm Louis Riddick. He gives me that kind of vibe.
And they started those rumors a couple of years ago. He thought he was going to be the interview for the GM of the Atlanta Falcons. I'm like, you ain't going to be.
Oh, he was bothering you guys too. He was all set to be the GM of the 49ers and got beat out by John Lynch. So Lewis is probably pretty bitter about not getting chosen by anybody as that final choice.
Yeah, I'm happy with Terry Fontenot, man, especially what he did this year for us. But Rob, I found out Frank Clark when I told you he was a free agent and Charles Omenihu was starting for the Chiefs. Frank Clark stayed in the division. He signed with the Denver Broncos. Him and you remember Zach Allen, the defensive end for Arizona?
How long ago was that? I remember this name. How good was he?
Zach Allen, he's pretty good. Former defensive end for the Arizona Cardinals out of Boston College.
Wait a minute, how many years ago are we talking about? 4 or 5 seasons?
Third round draft pick in 2019. Well, he
Yeah.
signed as a free agent with the Denver Broncos. So it's Zach Allen and Frank Clark as their defensive ends in a 3-4, and your former guy DJ Jones is their nose tackle. That's a
Yeah, I know.
nice defensive line.
Hey, listen, Tony. I tried to tell people last year when we went over there and got beat up. I said, look, y'all. I didn't know it, but that defense ain't to be played with. And by the way, that secondary is tough, and that frontline defense gets after it. I didn't know who they were until that week.
Yep,
They
Patrick
lost way more.
Surtain, he came out.
Yeah.
I wanted him. The Cowboys wanted him their corner, Patrick Surtain Jr., and he got drafted in the first round in that 2020.
He had an injury,
so
remember?
He's balling too.
There was something wrong with him coming into out of the draft. I forgot what it was. It hasn't bothered him.
No, it hasn't. I wanted the Falcons to draft him. We took Kyle Pitts.
Oh, everybody wanted Surtain. And what's that other guy's name that played for the Jets? It was between Surtain and that guy the Jets picked up.
Corner?
Yeah.
Corner? Oh, Sauce Gardner?
Yeah. I said, I wish we could get him. So the first big play makes I mean, he got sauced. That's gonna be so much fun to say. Damn it! But Sauce had a good year with the Jets too. Sauce is legit.
He did.
Surtain,
yes, he
legit.
did.
Everybody they said coming out of cornerback, as far as cornerbacks go, pretty much lived up to the hype.
Yep. And Ronbo, I thought about you on Thursday. I was watching Colin Cowherd. He was talking about the Jets, and he said they better win. He said, because everybody, you know how Colin Cowherd talks.
Yeah.
He said he's prickly, sometimes difficult, and you better be careful going from a small boring team to a big city, not so boring team. You better win. I thought about you, Ronbo.
I'm telling you. You know how he comes up with that attitude when people start calling him out. If he does that in New York City, oh no, Aaron, don't do that. You pulled out your blade.
Yep.
Oh, now you are meat. Because you know how he stood up to that, especially after he lost a few games that year. Relax. You pull that relax and go 0-3 or something like that. Boy. God.
They're going to go off. The newspaper's going to go off. But, Ronbo, here's the top salaries of quarterbacks that we was talking about. And Dak, before I get to him, Dak Prescott is tied for ninth. Him, Matthew Stafford, and Daniel Jones all are making $40 million.
Yeah.
They're ninth.
Yeah.
So the top salaries are Lamar Jackson at $52 million a year. Number one, Jalen Hurts now at $51 million a year. Number two, Aaron Rodgers is number three at $50.3 million. Russell Wilson is $49 million a year. Number five is Kyler Murray, your favorite.
Wait, time out for a second. Wait. I want to think about Russell Wilson at 49. Okay, go ahead.
$49 million. Remember all those draft picks they gave up?
They had to at least fire the coach. That's why Sean's in there, because somebody's got to make somebody look responsible. When really the GM and some of the decision makers at the top should be excused. That may be the worst deal. Tony, 2 years from now we're going to look back on this. What was the worst deal made in the last 5 to 6 years? It would be that one that the Broncos made. That's the stupidest deal ever. And they refurbished it. That's why the Hawks are looking like they're looking. Damn it.
And that's why John Elway stepped down.
Oh, they got Elway's ass. That's right.
Remember, Elway got out of there.
Yeah.
After this year.
Well, he probably got blamed. He said, "Listen, John, you engineered that whole thing. You're either going to quit or you're going to get let go. Now, you can take the face-saving route, or I'm going to tell you goodbye." I bet you that's what happened.
Yep. So Russell Wilson's still fourth. Then Kyler Murray's fifth at $46.1 million. Deshaun Watson, remember Deshaun Watson was first just a minute ago? Now he's sixth at $46 million. Patrick Mahomes is seventh at $45 million.
Okay,
and Josh Allen is eighth at $43.
See, now those are legit. When you get to number 7, but 1 through 6 are all suspected, definitely questionable. I mean, that is really funny how the top paid guys are just boy.
Yep.
I can't
Lamar
wait to see
Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson.
all
Those are
of them
1 through
got
6.
issues. I mean,
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers left a situation. He left because Green Bay would have never got rid of him if he was still kicking butt. Who's number one?
Number 1 is Lamar Jackson now.
Oh my God! And Lamar has it was 2 seasons in a row. Aaron Rodgers and look, and Dak Prescott is my favorite still, and Russell Wilson.
Yeah, check this out. The last one, Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford, and Daniel Jones are all tied for 9th, and all 3 of them got issues with Prescott and Stafford, issues with throwing picks.
They were in a competition. They were running neck and neck.
Yeah.
And then Stafford got hurt. And Dak said, don't worry, I got it from here.
Yes,
so, I love it. This is why the 49ers hesitate to pay them grand larceny payments because, man, it's so risky.
That's
now
why I say the
defense.
defenses, Ronbo. That's why I say the defenses, like in the NFC, I think Philly, Green Bay, Atlanta, and San Francisco going to win their divisions because of the defenses.
And
so do the quarterbacks.
And Philly has got to go through, it seems like every team goes through a little bit of a lull, especially when you come out of a Super Bowl having lost. So let's see if Philly can still keep up that big-time play.
That's true. That's true.
So
that's true. Who's to say that the KC ain't gonna have a hangover? Because that AFC is tough.
Especially when you come in year after year, your team, you're not getting any rest. So
Yep.
They're a young team, but let's see. Tony, this is such a fun subject matter. We gotta go though, and seems like we're running later. Well, I'll be back midweek though, because I miss this more than y'all do. I do. I can't wait to get back over here and let's talk some more football.
Yeah, and I keep jumping, missing the gun. I'm going to talk about Seattle. Why is everybody on the hype train about Seattle? We'll talk about that midweek though. Everybody's on them.
Dude, this has been going on for years. Ever since 2013. People want to see the Hawks. God. Beat them.
We'll talk about that midweek, though. I don't get it.
I don't either. Louis Riddick. Anyway. All right, Tony, talk to you in a minute. Have a great night, great weekend.
Again, Ronbo, happy birthday to you. And folks, hit the likes. There's 99 of us in the chat, and only 36 of us hit the like button. Hit that like button for Ronbo.
Thanks, Tony, reminding them.
Good
Thanks,
night.
Tony.
Good night, sir.
Good night. In fairness, as well, it is up to 68, so but still. Hey, man, looks like we're gonna call it today. And I ain't gonna be abandoned in post for long periods of time. I'll do my best to avoid that. But if it happens, you gotta know it wasn't intentional. All right? I'll see you Tuesday. Meanwhile, fam, I'll be enjoying the 4th and stay out in fireworks this way, barbecue, just go nuts. Oh, and thanks for the contributions. I really appreciate it. The likes, we just got to talking about those. I'll see you midweek.